Well, I guess it's time to start the show. So, hi. How's it going? I probably look different. If you didn't watch my Andor review, you might be like, what happened to your face? Yeah. Little Pee-wee, what's going on? Machu, what's going on? And of course, Iconic was first tonight. I find your lack of faith disturbing. It's one of Darth Vader's best lines. It's good. Bonobo Juice. He's not the first, but welcome. And Staff Aux, if he's even here, he may be watching wrestling because it's Wednesday night. But hey. Oh, Rufus the Red, I am so glad you're here. I am so glad you're here because I have some news for you. But Iconic again, Robert Rivera, welcome. Machu, I said hello. Lil Pee-wee, I said hello to you. Cosma, how's it going? Good to see you. But yeah, you might be like, what happened? What happened? So here's the thing. Weather knocked out your internet. Well, that sucks. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Rufus. I'm sorry to hear that, but I can't tell you again how much I appreciate all the love that you showed before my birthday. You know, all the gifted stuff, man, dude. That was awesome of you. I appreciate that. But let's see. Let's see if we've got. Oh, come on. I hate it when it does that. When I restart, everything has to reload. I hate that. It's so stupid. Why? You're skipping wrestling but waiting to go eat. Well, stop, Fox. I mean, don't let me keep you. I mean, I appreciate that you're here.
Here's a gift.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that $2 gift. But yeah, so here's what happened. Here's what happened. So my beard trimmer, you know, little hairs get stuck in the thing. So what I usually do is I turn it over and I turn it on, right? And, you know, it kind of cleans out a lot of that stuff in there, all the hairs stuck in there, right? So I'm guessing I bumped it or something and it knocked it way, way, way low. And so I start doing the thing, right? I start, you know, because I start with this typically. I start with this and I'm like doing it. I'm like, and it's going, and I'm like, what the hell? I mean, man, this must have been thicker than I thought. And I got to about right here and looked up in the mirror and went, oh, oh crap. Oops. So I went and showed my wife and she was like, nope, you got to shave that. This is what I did. I left the mustache, but that's how short that was. Yeah, a donkey. Yeah, that's what it sounded like, was a donkey. A donkey. But yeah, I look like freaking, she goes, no, Mario, go shave that off. So I shaved off the mustache too. But it's slowly coming back. So don't worry. Soul patch only. Yeah, I mean, I thought about just shaving the whole thing, just going, you know, but then I was like, I don't like the way that my face looks. Cuz, you know, in the business they call this a weak chin. I have this little bitty baby chin and I don't like it. So the goatee actually helps to, you know, fill out my face a little bit. But I don't know. I look handsome AF in that photo. Well, I mean, I appreciate that, but I don't think so. I do not think so. I do not like that look. Don't like it. Nope. Mustache Rob looks like he drowns in the... Well, I mean, hey. Bubs? How's it going, Bubs? Good to see you. Welcome back. It's been a while. It's good to see you. And look, here's the thing. I know that I don't show up much to the Billy and Jay streams as much anymore. But that's because usually I'm getting up really early the next day to go hiking. This last week, no, it didn't happen, but I ended up going to bed early anyway. But anyway, I miss being over there and checking out the streams. I just haven't lately. You know? So I'm sorry. But it's good to see you, Bubs. It's good to see you. But yeah, so it'll take another week or two for this to come back and not look so goofy. I just look to me, I look goofy. I don't like it. I don't like it. But hey, bring on the era of mustache. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. No mustache. Just grow it out. Just grow it out. But let me go back here. Let's see. Take forever, Rob, you handsome bastard. I mean, look, I can only take so many compliments before I start turning red. And then I don't know. You decided to let someone else be voiced. Okay. All right. Skipping wrestling, but waiting to go eat. And then Ricky's a copycat. I was waiting to eat first. Well, there you go. See? Rob looks younger. I wonder why. I mean, if I shave this off, I look really young. Even with the gray hair, I look younger. I just do. But I don't like it. I don't like it. And Rufus, thanks again. Thanks again. I appreciate that. You're very, very, very kind. Very kind. Let's see. Handlebars. No. Robbie, tell Jacob your opinion of the Godfather movies. Me tell Jacob my opinion? I love the Godfather movies. I love them. I think I go back and forth on which one's the best, 1 or 2. But 3 is like, to me 3 is like Return of the Jedi. In my opinion, it's the worst of the original trilogy, but it's still really good. So yeah, there are problems with Godfather 3, and most of it boils down to Sofia Coppola just not acting well. Now, granted, Winona Ryder was basically told that she couldn't take the part, and her doctors were like, "No, you're it's crazy. You have to take a break. You've been burning the candle at both ends. You've got to take a break. You're exhausted." So she had to bow out of The Godfather 3. Excuse me, a lot of spit. She was supposed to take that role. She was supposed to be, the daughter. Corleone's, what was her name? I can't remember the character's name, but she was supposed to play that part that Sofia Coppola played. And then Sofia Coppola had to come in at the last minute and just do the thing, because there was no other option. With that in mind, I think the movie's good. And I think Andy Garcia is amazing in that. Joe Mantegna plays a great bad guy. I love it. I love it. There's problems with it, but I still love it. And that's how Return of the Jedi is for me. There are problems with that movie, but it's still really, really good. So that's Return of the Jedi. So the best one, look, I get it, man. There's some people that say that your favorite Star Wars movie is kind of like your favorite James Bond movie, right? And if you saw Return of the Jedi first, I get it. And that may be your favorite, but it's not my favorite. My favorite is Empire. But Star Wars is A New Hope is just under it. Just under it. But yeah, it's fine. But like I said, it's fine. I still love Return of the Jedi. Don't get me wrong. I just think of the 3, I think it's the worst one. I think it's the one with the most problems. And it's got my favorite single shot in all of Star Wars. I've showed it to you. It's the single shot when R2 shoots that lightsaber over, and you follow the lightsaber down, falls into Luke's hand, he lights it, and then he looks and he ducks. There's so much movement in that scene. I love it. It's the probably my first, I don't know what you call it, but it's a moment where you know how like you go over a hill and if you're not expecting it, you get almost like butterflies in your stomach, you get that feeling of just oh, you know, or it's the feeling, you know, when you see somebody good looking and you're just like, whoa, and your butterflies go, right? That's the feeling that I got. And it's the first time it ever happened as a kid. When that happened, I lost my mind. And I loved it. And to me, Return of the Jedi has that. Even though it's my least favorite of the original trilogy. So there you go. I finally watched the first Godfather movie and it was damn good. It was so good, in fact, that I didn't even realize it was 4 hours long. Yeah. I mean, there's only one movie that I remember doing this, where I checked the runtime, not because I wanted it to end, but because it was so good I didn't want it to end. And that was Pulp Fiction. And I think it was around the time when Bruce Willis is sitting at the bar. No, it had to be after that, because that's like in the middle of the movie. I think it was the Bruce Willis segment of the movie, and I was just like, this movie's too good. This movie's too damn good. I don't want it to end. And I checked the runtime. Godfather was the same way, where it was just like, I don't want this to end. So Rob is hitting below the belt comparing Godfather 3 to Return of the Jedi. I'm not comparing the two. I'm just saying, of the three, Godfather 3 is clearly the worst film. Clearly. Right? I think everybody will agree. Godfather 3 is not as good as 1 and 2. But it's still good. Even with the issues, it's still a good movie. That's the analogy. It's not like, hey, Godfather 3 is as good as Return of the Jedi. I'm not saying that. Just saying it's not as good as the other two, but it's still pretty good. It's kind of like pizza, right? Even when pizza is not great, it's still pizza. So it's still like Totino's. I mean, look, I get it. You know, people, raised on party pizzas, right? When they were circular, not like rectangular like they are now. No, when they were circles, right? Everybody grew up on them. At least everybody I knew did. We loved them. But then you get older and you go, man, it's not really that good. But it's still good. You know what I mean? It still hits a spot. That's Godfather 3. So yeah. Let's see. 3 is not that bad. It's not part 1 or 2, but it's still a good watch. I agree with that. Mary. Thank you, Cosma. Thank you. Yes, Mary. It's such an easy name. Why did I not get that? Ninjitsu. Welcome, sir. Good to see you, sir. Winona Ryder is the hottest kept klepto. I mean, that's good to know. I'm going to have to watch the rest of the trilogy. You really should. And the good thing about Godfather 1 and 2 is that no matter where you are in the movie, it's good. Right? 1 and 2 are that good. And my favorite goes back and forth. Sometimes I like 1 more. Sometimes I like 2 more. I mean, 1 has more Marlon Brando, so if you like Marlon Brando, then you're going to love Godfather 1 more, probably. But if you like Michael's story, I mean, there was a, I don't remember when it was. It was probably 10 or so years. It was a long time ago. But I want to say they were running all 3 Godfather movies like an all-day marathon. Godfather Day or whatever. And I remember turning it on and seeing a scene and going, I don't remember which one this is. But I don't care. I'm going to sit down and watch it. And I think it ended up being Godfather 2. And it's yeah. They're good, man. They're good. Should I watch that 2020 recut of Godfather 3? I would say yes. I think it's a better version. But I mean, I don't think it's gonna. Don't I have that separately? Where did I put it? What is it called? The I have the Blu-ray of that, but then I have them all digitally. I can't remember the name of it because it's not in 4K. Why didn't I put it next to The Godfather? Why didn't I do that? Anyway, no, that's not it. That's not it. Those are Hunger Games. I don't know. I don't know what I did, but I think that the new version is really good. There's not a huge difference, but I could tell the difference, and it was fine. It was good. I can't remember. I think they changed some of the music. I can't remember now. I did a review on it. So if you want to know. Same with Back to the Future Part 3. You know, here's the funny thing. I've seen Back to the Future. I own the trilogy, right? I've seen Part 2 and Part 3 one time. Back when they first came out. I was just never that big into Back to the Future. I know you might be saying, hey, that's blasphemy. But I just didn't think that Part 2 and Part 3 was as good as the first one. The first one is one that works all on its own. And if that's all there was, I would be completely happy. And then they continued the story. They changed some actors, right? Elizabeth Shue instead of whoever played his girlfriend, Jennifer, in the first movie. Different actress. And even though I like Elizabeth Shue, I was attached to that first one. And then, of course, you know, the Crispin Glover thing, but they did things to change all that. To make it where he's not on screen because of the disputes. I don't remember what the disputes were on that. But anyway, my point is I've only seen Part 2 and Part 3 once. So, I don't know. Watched Derek, welcome. Watched Hackers last week. Good movie, and Angelina Jolie, holy smokes. I mean, look, she was a good-looking girl back then. And she's not. I mean, she's an older woman. She's still an attractive woman, but she was never exactly my thing, but I totally get it. Back to the Future. I'll go back and watch that review later tonight. Well, hey, I mean, if you want. I mean, it's there. I just don't remember all the details. It's been a while since I've seen any of the Godfather movies. Then watch the Godfather saga with deleted scenes. It's chronological order. Look, I really wish they would release that as its own thing. And basically what that is everything's chronological. Right? So because there's a scene where I can't remember his name. His bodyguard that ends up, well, you know what I'm talking about. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? That whole thing, yes. Yeah, you know the bodyguard. Well, in the deleted scene, the bodyguard, they take care of the bodyguard. That isn't in the movie, but it's in the Godfather saga as a thing. So it's basically everything is chronological, which is really cool. And it's an interesting way to see it. It's like you see all of the young Don Corleone stuff all together instead of it cutting back and forth. And it just makes for a different experience. If you're a fan of The Godfather, it's one of those things that you kind of I want that. I want that as a separate release. I don't understand why they haven't done that. Like, why haven't they done a Blu-ray or 4K of that separate? Or make a new thing where it's like, hey, here's all 3 original movies plus the Godfather saga, which is chronological, blah, 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 blah. Why don't they do that? I would totally buy that. I don't know. 1 is the best, then 2, then 3. Which one are you talking about? You talking about? Later, Rob. Hopefully be back before the stream's over. Lil Pee-wee, thanks for being here, man. Ted Millich. How's it going, sir? It's been a while. It has been a while. It's good to see you. Fabrizio. Yes. Freddy's Pizza. Yeah, Fabrizio. I forgot his name. But yes. Yes. You guys go eat. You guys go eat. But yeah, Bubs, I'm not sure which one you're talking about, but you're probably, if it's Back to the Future, I agree. If it's Godfather today, I agree with that too. So yeah. Now, hey, before we get too far into things, I screwed up last week. And Vinny's not here, but Vinny was the one that pointed it out that when we did the liquid poll, for some reason, my poll did not update. So when I hit end poll, it still showed that the winner was the Neapolitan knife party. But what actually ended up winning was Mosh Pit Banana Cookie. So I owe you guys a liquid tasting because this is what you guys chose. So what we're doing is we're putting it in this guy. So you can see there's the coil. Look at that pretty blue. Look at that. Would you just look at that? And let's see, I can show you it's at 0.19. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this sucker together. We're gonna taste it because I owe it to you. So we're gonna do that right now. Banana. Okay, banana cookie. This smells great. This smells good. Was talking about Back to the Future, but Godfather as well. Yes, exactly. All right. There it is. Off the Nuck. Everybody loves the Nuck. But there you go. Okay. So, let's see. Fire. So, let's put this on here like this. Let's let it get soaked in a little bit. This is hard to, I wish you guys could see. Let's see. Let's do it like that. And then you can see it get soaked in. And then watch this. And then watch that lick. Can you see? You can't really see it. It's hard to do sideways, but it's really kind of cool to watch the liquid get soaked in when you hit that button. But yeah, I mean, it's working. So let's put this on here like so. This goes on top of that like this. Let's unscrew. Okay, all right, okay. It's not all the way in there. Okay. Then we put, let's see, the top gets near that. This goes in here like that. Flip the little juice thing open. And this is the first time building this. This is the Mike Vapes Blaze RBA. Put the liquid in there like that. Close it up. There you go. Looking good. Now, oh, I didn't grab the drip tip. Hold on, I gotta go grab the drip tip. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry. So you put it in there like so. You screw this guy down. Let's see. Bring it up. Screw it down. Okay. There you go. That said 0.19, did it not? Why is it saying 0.32? I mean, it's working. Yeah, so what I did is I cleaned out the previous tank that we were using, the Odd Job, and I said, "Hey, why don't we just try this new one?" You know? So it's kind of like not only do you get to see me try the liquid, but you get to see me try the tank for the first time. Uh-oh. I got a text. Got a text from Billy. What's he say? Okay, I'm not reading those. But anyway, oh, that's the thing. Okay, so let's try it. So this is Mosh Pit Banana Cookie, the ones that you guys actually picked last week. Let's give it a shot. I feel like my neck needs to pop. Ah, my neck is tight. Hmm. Okay, this is extremely tasty. Like, it's really good. Okay. So a lot of banana cookie type things, right? What they try to do is they try to mimic that, like a traditional banana pudding, right? So the banana, like the artificial banana flavor, but then vanilla wafer. This tastes like, it doesn't taste like that. It tastes like a vanilla wafer with like a coin sized piece of banana, like a slice of banana put on top, and you eat it. That's what that tastes like. It's it's really good. It's really good. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's really good. Really good, guys. So again, sorry for the mix up last week. I mean, you basically got to see a bonus. So, you know. But yeah, I would highly recommend it. Mosh Pit. In fact, Grindhead Jim. I saw that Grindhead Jim did the old Stevie's Collective thing on on the old Facebook. So if you look that up, some good prices, man. Just saying, some good prices. Some really good prices. Yes. Yes. Michael's transition to taking charge of the situation after what happened to his dad is one of my favorite sequences in the trilogy. Yes. Yeah. It's that shot where he basically starts to develop the plan and the camera is slow zooming in on him. When he says I'll kill him and they start laughing at him. Ah, bada bing all over the all that stuff, right? Right? And then he goes, "Oh, it's no, it's business, right?" And the way that camera just slowly dollies into him as he's explaining what he's going to do. It's an amazing scene. It's an amazing scene. Anyway, is that an Atari 2600 joystick vape? No, this is a build stand. So instead of trying to, like, if you're building something on this can tip over, right? So it's nice to have something like this where you can build on it and then you can check your resistance, which now it's going to say 0, but you can also fire, and that's my voltage. That's my charge on the battery. So this is a nice little thing. Now, this is a really cheap one. I think it came with a build kit that I got a long time ago. But this works really well. They make them all metal and all that kind of stuff. There's a bunch of custom ones out there. But that's what I use. That's what I use, especially on something like this where you saw how small, tiny. Man, that's tiny. It's a tiny little guy. I mean, look. It, the build thing is in there. It's so tiny. It's so tiny. So yeah, it's just easier. So yeah. Pretty soon someone is going to inject vape liquid in their veins for a better hit. I don't think that would work. I think that would be not good. Because here's the thing. It's vaporized. Right? So yeah, I just don't think that's a thing. But unless you're just kidding around, in which case, hey. You have too much faith in humanity if you think that hasn't already happened. I mean maybe, but I just don't see the point. That seems, I don't know. No. Not no. Mm-mm. You kind of like that though? You got the purple and then you got the green, so it's kind of like jokery kind of. I wish I had a green RBA, but I don't. They don't make them in green, actually. Just kind of dumb. But yeah, this is good. I'm wondering, the only thing I'm wondering is if it would be even better if it was a dual coil situation. Like, you know, the old reliable tanks. This is the Neapolitan in here, by the way. If it was like this instead of a single coil, I don't know. It's tasty though. Let's get some water in us. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I wasn't professional and I cleaned the thing out and I didn't have it all in here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But hey, Rufus, since you're here, I did want to mention this. I gave up. Yeah. I was kind of into it, and then it just annoyed the crap out of me. And this was like 2-3 days ago. I'm still trying to make it through it, and I'm still trying to give it, breathing room, take a little bit at a time. But then this one chapter, it annoyed the hell out of me because I'm constantly flipping back and forth. And then it's like he comes up with an interesting concept, right? What if you opened a door in your house and it opened a hallway that was possibly never ending? What would you do? Would you how would you deal with that? Like, how would you deal with it? That the inside of the house is bigger than the outside of the house. It's kind of an interesting thing. But then you got this guy going on about his sexual escapades and all this stuff, and I'm just like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it anymore. And then on top of the constant interruptions to what I thought was really interesting, now I'm having to flip back and forth to try to figure out what's going on because there's footnotes every 2 seconds. I hate footnotes. I hated footnotes when I was reading the Tolkien stuff. It's one of the reasons why I was like, okay, I need a break because I'm tired of footnotes. I just want to read a story. And this was just too much work. Too much work. Sorry, man, being an a-hole today. What are you talking about? No, you're not. Unless you're talking about me. Oh, no, you're not being an a-hole. I just don't think anybody would do that. I mean, it's possible, but yeah, it's meant to be like an investigation. Yeah, but I got annoyed. And it's like, it's the puzzle was interesting. And then he lost me. That one chapter where it was going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I just can't. I just couldn't do it. So I had to give up on it. And I'm sorry, but I don't have the patience for it. So I gave it the old college try. Now that I know what it is, maybe I can revisit it at some point. But right now, no. I need just a regular old, just tell me a story. So what did I do? He's not here tonight, but I decided to give old Aldous Huxley another try, and now I'm reading The Doors of Perception. Now this is very short, so I'll probably finish this tonight. Maybe. Depends. But this is fascinating. Like, I'm not even into, consciousness kind of, taking possible drugs to, alter your consciousness. I'm not into that. I was when I was younger. Not so much today. But this is fascinating. And yeah, I'm down. I'm interested in this. So that's Sega Steve. Sega Steve is the one that recommended this. I'm sure amongst others that said yes. Yeah, you should read that because I already read the previous. Oh God, why am I forgetting the name of the book? What was the name of the book? Now I got to know. Brave New World. Brave New World. Yes, there you go. See, I should have just waited, but there you go. Brave New World. But no, I'm really digging this so far. So yeah. But I'm like I said, I feel bad because I'm not a quitter, you know, especially when it comes to, like when it comes to stuff like that. I usually am. I have a lot more patience. But man, I was just like, here's the thing. I'm just not enjoying the distraction from the actual story that I think is interesting. I don't know. Bucho hates doors. Filbert. Welcome, Filbert. Dang, look at this handsome fella. Well, hi. How's it going? I don't know about handsome. Hey, I've get a lot of compliments tonight. I appreciate that. But no, this is a mistake, is what this is. This is a mistake. This shouldn't have happened. Your Andor video got me going. Did it make you mad, Derek? Did it make you mad? I'm curious because we're about to talk about that. In fact, I'm going to show off, a couple of things I got this week. Sorry I wasted your time yet again. I swear you hate everything I show you. Rufus, that is not true. That is not true at all. I didn't hate, what's, oh God. Now I'm forgetting it was the, Dazed and Confused guy. Linklater. Oh God. What was that name? I didn't hate it. I just didn't think it was Waking Life. Yes. I didn't hate Waking Life. I just didn't love it. And that's okay. I enjoyed watching it. But it's just, it's like, oh, okay, cool. It wasn't oh my God. I don't know. It just didn't hit me the same. And this is not, like I said, I totally understand why House of Leaves is popular. Because there are minds that they want to unravel things. They want to get into the mystery. I'm just I don't know, it wasn't vibing with me. And again, I feel like I need to revisit it at some point. Now that I know what I'm going to be going with, maybe I need to revisit it. But for now, I need a break. I need a break from footnotes. That's all I got to say. There's a lot of footnotes. So yeah. Huxley's a great mind. Yes. I like how he took an interesting take on an autobiography. Autobiography. Yes. Yeah. Look, so far I'm really digging it. It may not end up being amazing, but I'm really digging it right now. Bucho hates doors. The Doors of Perception. And that's where they got it, right? That's where the Doors, that's what they're talking about. That's what what's his name? Val Kilmer. That's what he's talking about. Jim Morrison. I know it's Jim Morrison, not Val Kilmer. Now, it didn't get me mad. It got my creative juices flowing. Oh, well, I appreciate that. Dude, you know what? Let's get into it. Let's get into it, shall we? Okay, first, I got a couple things this week. Not a huge number of things, but one was on sale, and I had to get it. And I don't have any of these yet, so I ended up getting Volume 5 of the Buster Keaton collection. There's 4 other volumes. They weren't on sale or were completely sold out. So I figured, hey, for $14, yeah, I'll go ahead and get 3 Ages and Our Hospitality. I haven't seen these. I don't know anything about them. All I know is that the disc was made in Mexico. So, yeah. Buster Keaton. Look, man, I'm telling you, if you haven't watched anything Buster Keaton, you need to get on it. He's awesome. He's so good. And then, oh, you know what? Here, I opened this. Let's see if there's anything. I don't think there's going to be anything inside. I think this is just going to be a disc. Oh, there's a also available. Okay, yeah, I mean it's an ad for other things. Okay, but yeah, I'm excited about that. But also, it finally came in. I pre-ordered the reprint, and it finally came in. And I showed this off in my Andor video, but yeah, there's Andor season 1, 4K, steelbook. So yeah, let's open this guy. And I'll tell you what, man, if you're a fan, if you want to watch Andor season 2 and you haven't seen season 1, you really need to. I mean, they give you quite a bit of information. Ooh, that's nice. On the back. It's nice, but man, there was a couple of scenes where I was like, I don't remember who these people are. So it may behoove you to watch the first season again, get a refresher. Oh man, that's the only thing I don't like about steelbooks. That the discs are a little tough to get out. So there's disc 1. There's disc 2. Hold on. I want to see what the background image is. Because, I mean, that's the point of getting a steelbook, right? I mean, it's okay. That's kind of cool. And yeah, that's pretty cool. There's the goo. The goo that holds the thing on, which I'm putting back on. You got to have that on there. But yeah, Andor season 1 in 4K. Could I have just watched it again on Disney Plus? Yes. But just like the Sandman, I know the Sandman it's controversial now because of good old Neil Gaiman with his can't keep his hands to himself. But the fact is, I wanted to support the fact that this is the best, to me, the best thing the best Star Wars thing since Return of the Jedi. Oh, there's art cards too. I'm sorry, I'm opening them. I don't care. What are you going to do? Huh? What are you going to do if I open this? Well, too late. It's already open. Oh, come on. There we go. All right. Huh. They're like little postcards. So there's that one. And there's... Ooh, that's cool looking. That's cool looking. Some concept art. Very cool. And one more. Oh, I guess they're all concept art. Oh, that is concept art. I thought that was just an image from the show. That is concept art as well. And then the final one. Maybe my favorite of the 3. Very cool. So a couple of little art cards. That's it. There's only 3 of them. It's neat. And look, I love Andor. I love it. Now, as I said in my review, if you haven't seen it yet, hashtag no spoilers, but I don't think that the first 3 episodes, I think they're good, but they're not great. I'm hoping that it's even better. But all I'm saying is that there's a lot of setup. There's a lot of setup in these first 3 episodes, and I don't know if everybody's going to be as patient as I am, because I'm a Star Wars dork, you know? I mean, right? And the countless things that you can't see. There's Darth Vader. There's a Republic gunship. There's Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. There's Millennium Falcon. There's Ahsoka and Maul, which apparently there's going to be Ahsoka season 2's coming with Anakin coming back, which we'll talk about, and Darth Maul, a Darth Maul animated series. And then there's Slave One. There's, well, it's a Skywarp. It's one of the ultimate Transformers, right? The ultimate Transformer thing. Got one of those. And then a freaking clone trooper up there. And then the countless. It's not really countless, is it? I think I could tell you how many Lego sets I have in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 big ones in there. I'm a Star Wars dork. So yeah, of course, Andor's, I want to see it. I was excited for it. I was a little, like I said, just a little underwhelmed by those first 3 episodes, but I feel like it's going to get even better. And yeah, I'll tell you this, it is a handsome show. it is the best Star Wars has been on Disney Plus, like bar none. Um, Visually, it's striking. The costume design is fantastic. The set design, the fact that they're not shooting on the volume, it's all there, right? And if you remember, the volume is that place where, there's a bunch of screens behind them. And as they move the camera, right, the perspective changes. So the background will shift so that it looks like you're standing on a real thing or whatever, right? Which is great, amazing technology. But that is something you use limited. You don't base your whole series around that, you know? Even though, I think some of the actors even said this is preferable to working on a green screen because I know what is going on. I can see what's going on. I still don't think it's preferable to be on location. And Andor looks expensive, you know? And I'll tell you this, I didn't say this. Carbonite, welcome. Hi. Hi, sir. But Carbonite, you guys, I was 10 minutes into Andor season 2. 10 minutes in, and I turned to my wife and I said, this is already better than The Acolyte. Anything in The Acolyte. Because I don't know about you, but when I watch Star Wars now, anything Star Wars, anything new, there's a nervousness. There's an apprehension. Because I don't want it to be bad. I don't want it to suck, right? I want it to be awesome and I want everybody to love it. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm nervous, right? When I'm watching Andor, I feel completely at ease because you can tell that you're in the hands of gifted filmmakers. There's a vision for this show. There's a story being told, and it's not just, Shozama's not here tonight. I don't think. I didn't see him, but he put a video up in the Discord where it was basically a back and forth, like a debate about Star Wars and the state of Star Wars. And it's actually really neat. A really neat thing because it's like one of the guys said something that I thought was so good. He said, I'm something like, I'm tired of seeing Star Wars as a wouldn't it be cool if sort of thing. Instead of there being a story that they sort of, build ideas around, they start with this, wouldn't it be cool if this happened? And then this happened. And then this happened. And then this happened. And it doesn't, there's not a story. There's not anything to say. Now, I don't agree with Robert Meyer Burnett when he says that the best sci-fi is allegorical, meaning that it's gotta have, an equal sign to the real world, right? Like, I don't know, like the X-Men were almost a translation of the civil rights movement. Or in the way that Bryan Singer directed it, it's almost a similarity to, to gay people and, how gay people feel about being ostracized and feel like they're different than everyone else. And that, like that great line in X-Men 2, when the mom asks, I think is it Iceman? Is it Iceman's mom that says, have you tried not being a mutant? Like it's a choice, right? And that's one of those weird things where it's like allegory can be really good, but I don't think it's necessary for sci-fi to work. You just have to have something to say. You have to have something that with meaning behind it. Like you should be able to boil down a story down to a single line. And it doesn't have to be, indicative of everything that happens in the movie. But like the Lord of the Rings, what's that line for Lord of the Rings? To me, it's even the smallest person can make a difference in the world. And I think that's the point of Lord of the Rings. It was never meant, and Tolkien says this himself, it was never meant to be an allegory for whatever. But with Andor, it is definitely got touches of allegory. But if you take all of the Star Wars out of it, everything that makes it Star Wars, and you just watch Andor for the story that's left over, you still have a really compelling story, because it's about the struggle of being under under the thumb of an oppressive government, right? It's great. It's great, and that's what I love about it. Anyway, I'll stop ranting about Andor. I had my chance. I did a review last night, so I'll stop there. But what do you guys think? And again, try not to get all crazy spoilery, because some people haven't seen it yet. He needs real fake doors. Doors with knobs. Let's see. Wait. Curtains and act like he's Johnny Carson walking through. Yeah, Bucho. Bucho hasn't made his entrance tonight, but hey, you never know. He may show up. I had no power for a week. Books and Final Fantasy Tactics were lifesavers. Then no power until they rebuilt the fiber network and watched DVDs like So Much, All the Drunk History, All Degrassi. Hey, that's awesome. Started watching Real Monsters. Physical media is so important. The internet is fragile. Well, if you watch the Y-Files latest episode, you're kind of like, oh, well, when is a solar storm going to literally take out everything, and we're basically going to be in the Stone Age again? Kind of scary. The fact that you mentioned season 2 is so dense made me want to watch it. I like a lot of condensed storytelling. See, here's the weird thing about that. Originally, the plan was that basically it would be the 5 years. Season 1 would be the first year. Season 2 would be the following year. Then season 3 would be a year later. Then season 4 a year later. Then season 5 a year later. Well, Diego Luna and Tony Gilroy's the showrunner, they basically said, look, if we do that, we're going to be making Star Wars for like the next 10 years. Do we want to do that? And they said, well, no. So what they did is that they condensed what their plan, this 5-season plan, and did the last 4 years in one season. This was their choice to do this. So every block of episodes, so it's 3 episodes a week, right? So 3 episodes yesterday, 3 episodes next Tuesday, 3, right? So 4 weeks, which basically comes out to about 2.5 hours, roughly, maybe a little less, but 2.5 hours a week. So it's almost like getting a Star Wars movie for the next 3 weeks. That's awesome. But anyway, it feels condensed because there's so much information being thrown at you, and it doesn't stop to go, hey, remember what happened last season? Well, this is where they are now. It's not like that. It just moves ahead with the story, which is great. It's going to be great for when you watch season 1 and season 2 back to back. Right now, since I didn't watch season 1 since it came out, I'm kind of a little bit lost, and I'm kind of having to try to get caught up. But it's still really good. It's still really good. The acting is fantastic. There are no weak links so far. Now, I will say that even though I see the point, I think episode 2 so far is the weakest. And I didn't go into this much detail because I didn't want to make a 40-minute video. But I think episode 2 was the weakest. And just because, and I'm not going to go into detail, but it shows that these different factions, definitely rebels, but these different factions they don't have any leadership. And so they're very disorganized, and it almost doesn't work. And there is a point to that. And I understand that. I can appreciate that. But it almost made that whole section of the story pointless. Now, you could argue, well, Rob, didn't in Last Jedi the whole point of them going onto the Star Destroyer, what's his name, Snoke's Star Destroyer, to try to, take away the light speed tracking thing, right? To make that inoperable, and then they failed and they get caught and they almost get killed. Isn't that the same thing? Yes, but on first watch, like I said, I'm sitting there kind of going, what is the point of all this? You know? So, but I mean, the rest of it is great. It's great. So, and the Y Files, man, dude, the Y Files. He's doing a new thing where it's called Stripped, where he'll take a instead of doing a full-fledged episode where he's got to animate Guppy dude, what's his name? Fish guy? Lizard people, that guy. He doesn't have to animate that. It's just him in front of a green screen and he's telling the story. He gets right to the point and then he goes to the okay, so all this was said. Now, how much of it is actually true? Yeah, it's stripped. And I actually kind of like that. I like the way that it's just a straightforward, here's the story, here's the thing. But yeah. Now, when you say that you can't wait for the Darth Maul series, I can see that, but of all the things that they talked about at Celebration, I was kind of like, okay. I I kind of want them to go in new directions. And look, here's the thing. We don't know what's going to happen, right? With Lucasfilm. We don't know. All I do want is I want someone to take some risks. Andor, granted, is a big risk. Lots of money being spent on that. But I want them to take more risks with the storytelling. You know, get further away from all of these established characters. You know, create a new section of Star Wars that we can get excited about. I mean, that's why when the sequel trilogy was announced, it was like, cool. Now we get to see, you know, what happens after or whatever. And then of course the whole idea of the Acolyte, I was so excited for that. 100 years before the Phantom Menace. Hell yeah. Now you don't have to worry if everything doesn't connect because there's all of this time that things can change and whatever. I mean, I was excited for it. Disappointed me, but that's what I would like them to do is get a little further out, you know? I don't know. That's just me. And it seems like with all the animation stuff, it's just really like, let's just do the familiar, and that's kind of a bummer. Andor season 2 is great. So far, I only watched first 2 episodes, but hey, sets and costumes are amazing. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that the camera work is great. That big old long shot at the beginning of episode 1, fantastic. What if it was called Andover and it was just about some town in New England? Well, that would be... Why would Lucasfilm do that? Just kidding. Whenever movies try to go deep, they end up being shallow to me. Movies and shows in recent memory haven't had the substance they try to portray they have. Yeah, and I think part of it is because I think in a lot of ways the studios think that we're all idiots, right? And I remember as a kid watching movies that were even just PG, right? Because I was watching movies before PG-13 was even a thing. Anyway, I'm sitting there watching these movies and I have to get caught up. I have to bring myself up to this level because they're not talking down to me. They're not treating me like a kid. They're talking up here. I got my intelligence, my emotional whatever has got to, you know, rise to meet that. And I think that's one of the things that some of the studios just think we're all idiots. And they're like, well, we got to dumb this down to the lowest common denominator. And I think that's the wrong way to tell a story. If you've got a story that is a smart, intelligent, whatever, don't try to dumb it down. Don't try to explain everything, you know, tell your story. And if somebody doesn't get it, well, sorry, get smarter, read more books, you know, watch more movies, whatever. I liked the fact that as a kid, I didn't understand everything and I had to work to try to freaking understand it, you know? Too much of this stuff is just like everything's surface level. There's no subtlety. That's the thing that annoyed me the most about Mickey 17 is not only did they hoodwink me, you know, for the story that they promoted, you know, in the trailers, Not only did they hoodwink me and turn it into this, I mean, very, very unsubtle take on politics today, but they just treated nothing was under the surface. It was all right there, and it was just like, this is insulting to me. It's insulting to me. It's insulting to the audience, and I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate that kind of filmmaking. And Bong Joon-ho has made movies that I really like, but I did not like that movie. Did not like it. And it's almost like somebody came along and said, you got to make this a little more clear. Or maybe it was Mark Ruffalo just saying, I'm just going to do a Trump impression. I don't care. I mean, okay, I guess. But anyway. After last episode, I'll rewatch Rogue One. Well, that's the plan, right? That's going to be the interesting thing. Is after that last episode, can you just watch Rogue One and it just flows right into it? I mean, we'll see. The Y-Files starring Dobby Duchovny. Hecklefish. Yes, Hecklefish. I don't know why I didn't come up with that. But I ain't read good. Well, Filbert, dang it. I know you're lying. You are a liar. And if I didn't know you better, I wouldn't appreciate it. But I do know you better. And I know you can read. You sexy mustache having whatever. Did you see that, Filbert? Did you see me hold that up? Here, let me pull it up again. Just to show you that after, like I said, when I realized that, oh my gosh, it's cutting off all of my beard, I said, well, I got to finish this at least. And so I went to my wife and I said, so what do you think? Do you think I should keep that? And she said, no, Mario, go shave that off. That looks terrible. So I did. I did what my wife told me to do. Truth was, I didn't want to really keep the mustache either. I just really went in there to make her laugh. That is amazing. Yeah. I can't believe I did that. I still can't believe it. Like, I mean, you like I said, it was like when I was trying to explain, I was like, have you ever done something so stupid that you wonder how you make it in life? Like, how can I do anything right if something's so simple I screw up? Like, the guard should be up here, not way down here. Mustachioed Adonis. You guys are too kind. Or just you're insane, which is possible. But that is wow. But real quick, before we move on to some of the other stuff, I do want to mention that if you haven't seen Sinners, I didn't say this in my review. I didn't say it on the title. I didn't say it on Twitter. Nothing. But this is definitely, so far, it's the best movie of the year. No question. No question. Did anybody see it? I'm telling you, I saw it opening night with a packed house. It was so freaking good. Like, the biggest thing about this movie is that I am, I mean, I don't know if you know this, but I am so not a black guy. I'm not. And this movie is not 100% geared toward me. But I didn't feel any sort of like, no, this is not for you kind of thing. Some movies do that. Some countries sometimes it feels like they've got a hand up where they say, well, if you don't get this, this is not for you. This is not for you. This movie felt welcoming to me. It felt amazing. And I learned things about Mississippi in 1932 that I didn't know before. And it was captivating. Now, if you don't know what the story is, it's basically these two brothers who are twins, played by Michael B. Jordan, come back to Mississippi to, because they were in Chicago working for Al Capone. They come back to Mississippi because they want to bring some of that success home and they want to open up a juke joint. And then vampires happen, which is weird because I would say the first hour of the movie I was so captivated that I didn't want the vampires to show up. I wanted this to be the whole movie, and it was awesome. I the, all the performances across the board, 100%. Like, holy crap! There are definitely problems with this movie, right? Right? If you want to nitpick, you can nitpick to death. You're telling me that they get there, and then like just a few hours later, they're opening up a juke joint and everything's already set up. They got their lights hung. All the things are good to go. I don't know about that. I don't know if they could have done that in time. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know. Is it possible? I guess, yeah. But wow, that was a pretty quick turnaround. Hey, I'm gonna buy this place from you, and then a few hours later, bam, you're open for business. I don't know. I don't know about that, but I don't care. That, to me, that's how you know a movie is really, really good. Is when you can see the problems and the issues and the little, the little things where it's like, okay, you're asking me to take a leap here, but you don't care because the movie is so damn good. And I'm telling you, this movie's good. And then also opening this weekend is a movie that I've already reviewed as well, The Accountant 2. The Accountant 2, look, if you loved the first movie, you need to see this. You'll love it because it's great. It's a great movie. Is it as good as, I mean, no, it's not as good as Sinners, but it's really good. It's really entertaining. And if you loved the first Accountant movie, this is a no-brainer. Go see it. Go see it. So there you go. There you go. My wife will sigh and say if it makes you happy when I grow out the stash. Yeah, I'm not a stash guy. I never have been. So no, I just went ahead and shaved it off because typically, the way that and not that you need to know all of this. I mean, it's not like it's a personal thing, but this is usually like I usually trim this much shorter than this. I leave this pretty thick, and then this gets trimmed more often. Just because I don't like it getting in my food. I mean, yeah, I can just trim it down here, just cut it off, but I don't like this big bushy thing on my face. I feel like someone could turn that into something. But anyway, yeah. So no, the stash needed to go. Don't you know I'm loco, essay? I need to see it, and Anna wants to. Might try to get to it this weekend. Yeah, I think Sinners, and especially if you haven't seen Sinners and you want to see it, try to see it in the biggest format you can because it is gorgeous to look at, and the music. Oh, the music is great. I love this movie, and I will say there's one scene in particular that doesn't seem to work for everybody. I don't want to tell you what it is because it'll ruin it. But when it started, I was like, what the hell is this? And by the end of it, I was almost in tears because I was moved by it. So, just saying. I'm just saying. But I did want to talk about this thing. Remember me talking about this? So, last night and tomorrow, by the way, the CinemaCon Showcase. And of course, it's not 3 more days. It was actually last night and tomorrow. But I went to it, and because there were so few people in the theater, I was able to take complete notes. Okay? Now, the way that CinemaCon typically works is that there are blocks of time where a studio will come out, maybe give a little presentation. Hey, thanks for all your support over the year, right? Because CinemaCon is for theater owners to basically be wowed by it's like a convention for theater owners, but also the studios come to wow the theater owners and say, hey, in the next year, this is what we got coming. This is what you have to look forward to, right? And they show, in some cases, they show full movies way early. They show long extended scenes, 10, 15-minute scenes. They'll show behind the scenes type stuff, right? They'll do interviews. They'll have the stars come out on stage, all that kind of stuff. They're wowing the theater owners, right? So what this was supposed to be is basically this distilled down to 70 minutes. And I was like, for $3, that's how much it costs. That's how much the ticket costs. $3. I was like, I'll give it a shot. And I remember thinking, I hope it's not just a bunch of trailers I've already seen. Unfortunately, it was a bunch of trailers I've already seen. So I'm going to quickly go through this, okay? So Lionsgate was first. Saw the Ballerina trailer that I've already seen. Hunger Games, Sunrise on the Reaping, the teaser trailer. Hurry Up Tomorrow, Shadow Force, and The Strangers Chapter 2. Seen all those trailers before. But then they showed a behind the scenes thing of Ballerina. So with, Len Wiseman, the director, Chad Stahelski, is that how you say his name? The writer, and Ana de Armas, they're talking, and Norman Reedus was there. All the stuff, right? Even a quick little thing with Lance Reddick, which I was kind of like, oh man, Lance Reddick, we lost him too soon. But I'm watching this and I'm like, okay, so basically what it looks like they're going to do is maybe play a trailer and then play a more in-depth thing. Okay, this might be cool. After that, we got Warner Brothers. They showed the Superman scene with Crypto that we've already seen. That's already out on the internet. And I'm kind of like, all right, let's move it along. Then they showed an extended trailer of F1. And that movie's going to be awesome. F1 is going to be great. Brad Pitt, and they showed, I hadn't seen this trailer before. It was a lot of Javier Bardem and Carrie Condon. And it was really, really interesting. And I got a little more about what the story's going to be about. It's basically Brad Pitt is coming into this F1 team as a rookie. And he's an older guy, right? And it's kind of interesting. And he's butting heads with the guy that's kind of on top or whatever. It's kind of interesting. And the racing footage is just, it's going to be great. This one is going to be one where if I can see it early at that big IMAX in Dallas, I'll do it because this looks amazing. But then that was it for Warner Brothers. Nothing else. So I was kind of like, oh man. So then Universal and Focus Features. And I'm like, okay, I'm sure there's going to be some How to Train Your Dragon stuff. And it started off with a How to Train Your Dragon behind the scenes thing. The filmmakers, the actors talking and stuff. It was pretty cool. And I got to say, I think How to Train Your Dragon is going to be really good. I know there's going to be some people that, why? The original exists. True, but that was, 16 years ago when the first movie came out? This is a brand new movie that they can market to a brand new audience. To the kids of today. They can go see this movie and it looks great. It looks like it's a winner. So we'll see. But then the Phoenician Scheme, same trailer, right? I like Wes Anderson, right? I'm not in love with Wes Anderson like I almost said Bonobo Juice, like Bucho is. But I do appreciate Wes Anderson. This looks funny. I do want to see it, but this is the same damn trailer we've already seen. So that was kind of a bummer. Then Jurassic World Rebirth, up behind the scenes of that. So you see the filmmakers, you see Gareth Edwards, you see Edwards, right? Yeah, Gareth Edwards. You see, Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali. They're all doing, talking head type stuff. It was kind of interesting, but also I'm kind of like, I'll probably go see it, but I didn't even see the last two Jurassic World movies, and I don't know. Then an animated movie that I'd never heard of, and it's the second movie, called The Bad Guys 2, and I'm sitting there going, who's this for? I'm sure the kids or whatever, but I didn't laugh once during the trailer, and I was kind of like, eh. Then they showed a Coke commercial for some reason. And then Amazon MGM, and I was like, yes, I'm finally going to get to see some Project Hail Mary stuff. because that was all the rage when everybody was breaking down their stuff from CinemaCon. Everybody was talking about how amazing the Project Hail Mary footage was. We didn't get that. We got a single trailer for The Accountant 2 that I'd already seen. And it's kind of like, okay, well, I'll watch the trailer again. This was an extended trailer, but basically gave away the whole movie. And I'm like, I'm glad they didn't put this on the internet, because this just gave away the entire movie. And it comes out in 2 days. Actually comes out this weekend. And I would recommend you see it if you like The Accountant. But I was kind of like, man, what a bummer. And then that was it. That was it for Amazon, MGM. And I'm like, okay. So Paramount. They showed Mission Impossible, Final Reckoning, same trailer, the latest trailer. They showed that. And I'm like, okay, surely they'll do like a behind the scenes thing. Nope. Then we got the Smurfs, which I got to admit, I hadn't seen that trailer because I'm not interested in the Smurfs. And boy, am I still not interested in the Smurfs. That looks awful. Remember how I talk about how like the studios, they talk down to their audience? They think that they have to make their children's fare like dumb as shit. And it's annoying. Why? I remember growing up and seeing things like, what is it? Watership Down. I remember seeing The Secret of Nim. I remember watching The Last Starfighter. I mean, that's not a cartoon, but you get my point. Nothing was dumbed down for us back then. This looks terrible. Influencer Smurf? Are you kidding me? Get the hell out of here with that. It looks terrible. It looks terrible, and no one should go see that. I hope it fails. I'm sorry, Paramount. I like you. I love Paramount, actually. But I hope that movie fails. And then they showed the Naked Gun trailer, which, of course, it's the same trailer we've already seen. Then Disney finishes it off. And of the 6 movies that they promoted, only one was something that I hadn't seen before. And it was the first one. It was Alio, which is the new Pixar movie. And there were extended sequences from the movie. Like seriously, it felt like it was between 7 and 10 minutes of the movie. And I got to say, if you like Pixar and you saw the trailer for Ilio and you thought, man, that looks pretty good, this movie's going to make some money. It is funny. It's cute. It seems like I can kind of see what they're going to do with the story. It looks good. And then they showed the Thunderbolts A24 style trailer. You know what I'm talking about? Where it looks like, they're talking about from the director of blah, 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 and it's a cute trailer, but I've seen it. The Lilo and Stitch trailer, seen it. The Fantastic Four trailer, they showed the first trailer, the teaser. They didn't even show the new one. So, okay, the Freakier Friday trailer, seen that. And then they finished it off with Tron Ares, which I got to say, it's the first time I've seen that trailer in a theater, and hearing Nine Inch Nails in surround sound is cool, but it's the same trailer. So if you look at that, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 trailers that were already available on the internet. Then there were 1, 2, I would say 3 trailers that were extended or extended sequences. And then there were 1, 2, 3 behind the scenes things. Was that worth $3? I'm going to say yes, it was fine, but I got to say, CinemaCon, the Cinema United, whatever your name is, if you're going to do this next year, bring your A game. Don't show a bunch of trailers that I can go watch in other movies right now. Show us trailers or footage that has never been seen before, or at least is hard to find. The people that are coming to see this are already movie fans. There was one guy that left right in the middle of it because I'm sure he was like, I've seen all this crap. I don't need to see any more of this. And I don't know. Maybe some of this behind the scenes stuff is already on the internet. I don't know. Because I don't go looking for that stuff. But still, it was a waste. I'm gonna say it. As much as I hate to say it, it was a waste. And that's a bummer. That is a bummer. So if you have the means and you just want to go to a movie theater and watch these trailers again, then you could go do it tomorrow. But as far as I'm concerned, I would say no. I would say no. But speaking of trailers, we did get this today. Predator Badlands. I'm just going to say it. This looks awesome. And I hope it's awesome. At THX, at work, seeing you were on, just wanted to say what's up. What's up, THX? Thanks for being here, man. Or thanks for popping in, even if it's for just a few moments. I appreciate it. Thank you. Good to see you. But yeah, this looks awesome. And I really hope that it's good. So we've got the Predator Anthology animated feature coming to Hulu. And then this is coming to theaters November 7th. This looks great. I'm excited. Let's do it. Let's do it. So, okay. F1 meets Fast and the Furious would be sweet. Yeah, but how would you do that? Because there's, I mean, maybe you're telling a joke, but seriously, I don't think you could do that because F1 is definitely more grounded and set in the real world. Fast and Furious is definitely a fantasy series, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's not for me, but that's what I think. Gonna skip Sinners and watch Colorful Stage, the movie, a Miku who can't sing instead. Well, Shozama, more power to you, man. That's a new animated movie that's coming out, right? Anime, right? I'm not an anime guy, so I'm not clued into that. But hey, more power to you. If you're going to see a movie, I'm kind of happy. But I love Sinners. I really loved it. I kind of want to go see it again at the big IMAX, but I just don't know if I'm gonna have the time to not only watch a 2.5 hour movie, but drive 45 minutes to an hour or more, depending on traffic, to go see it, and then drive. You know what I mean? That's that you're talking about like a 4.5, 5 hour experience there. I just don't know. I like the movie How to Enter the Dragon. Yeah, it is a bummer that we didn't get to see Bruce Lee flying around on an actual dragon. That would have been awesome. Popping in from Texas Roadhouse. Oh. Man. We haven't been to Texas Roadhouse in so long because we're both trying to watch what we eat. I want chocolate and a big chicken fried steak with gravy on it. I want it. Get out of here. Why? I want it. Look at all that. Look at that. Just look at it. Okay, sorry. I need to stop looking at it because Texas Roadhouse. Is that how they say it? I don't know. Airplay robs cast of the big screen there. That would be interesting. I mean, I think you have to punch in the number up there or whatever. That would be kind of funny though. Rob, has anybody told you that you look like a grown-up version of the guy from Me at the Zoo, the first ever YouTube video ever made? The guy from Me at the Zoo. No, Slades, I've never heard this. Let's see. Is it for me at the zoo? Me at the zoo? Huh. Is it the eyes? We do kind of have similar eyes. But apparently that's the grown up. He's definitely thinner than me, for sure. More fit, but hopefully not for long. But no, Slades, no one's ever told me that. Me at the zoo, yes. No one's ever said that to me. I've been told. Okay, I'll tell you the most um kind of almost embarrassing, not embarrassing. It's not embarrassing. It's just like, really? Was John Lovitz. And if you don't know who John Lovitz is, so if you look at him when he's younger, I mean, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But then people said, and this one I don't get. I appreciate it, but I don't get. I do not look like John Stamos. I wish I looked like John Stamos. John Stamos is he's just a pretty man. But no. No. Those are the only two people that I usually get. So, Texas Chode House. Gross. There's been like 4 birthday songs since we arrived. Hey, good for them. Robin, oh, I already said that. Influencer Smurf, haha. No, not funny. Terrible. I hate it. I hate it. The first ever YouTube video was made 19 years ago. Wow. That's crazy to think. 2006? Wow. I've been torturing myself with hotspot food places in New York. I'm trying to diet too. Yeah, here's the thing. What I have been doing to try to kind of like keep the super craves at bay is hold on, let me get rid of that. Okay. What I've been doing is for lunch, I'll go get something that's around 850 calories at a place that I really like. And sometimes that's just a burger. But like I can go to I can go to McDonald's. I know. But I can go to McDonald's and get a double cheeseburger and a medium fry, and it's like 600-700 calories. And I'm like, okay, that's not bad. But it gives you the oh yeah, it's double cheeseburger, whatever. I'll tell you what, man, the double cheeseburger I had last was so bad. It was so greasy, it was gross, and it actually grease dripped onto my shirt and like stained my shirt. I hate that. But yeah, I did Whataburger, the single, but I still did it. And actually a good place for some lower calorie burgers is Sonic, actually. Their burgers aren't that high in calories, which is crazy because their Sonic Blast is like 1,500 calories or something crazy. It's ridiculous. So, but yeah, chicken fried steak is so good. So good. Out of the three, out of the three you've looked up at the zoo, looks the closest, and you're right, the eyes probably. Yeah. I have those tired, don't get enough sleep eyes. Shed that concern. You don't look like John Lovitz. Well, thank you. And maybe that's when my face has definitely gotten thinner since I when I was 250, people were saying that. I don't know. That's good. You know what it's almost like? It's almost like, have you ever cut up bananas and then there's that smell of bananas, right? If you can imagine the smell of bananas wafting up like right after you've cut them and it's like banana essence, right? But then you throw in, it's impossible to do this, but you throw in Nilla wafer and that's what it's like. It doesn't taste like you bite into it. It tastes like the aroma of it, which doesn't actually exist. But you definitely get Nilla wafer in here, which is pretty good. Yeah, tasty. I love it. I love it. Okay, well, let's talk about some of the news, shall we? Oh, by the way, is anybody pre-ordering their Switch 2 tonight? We've only got 2.5 hours to go. 2.5 hours. They go for sale. Target, Walmart, Best Buy, and then tomorrow morning, GameStop will open and start taking pre-orders. So if I don't get one tonight, I'm going up to GameStop in the morning. Here's the question: how early do I need to get there? I don't know. So what I'm thinking about doing is if I can't get the pre-order, if I can't nail down a pre-order tonight, I'll jump in the car and run to GameStop because apparently they've put a sign on their door that says how many units they're getting. So that'll kind of give you an idea of when to do it, of like when you should go up there. If they're getting 50, well then maybe you're okay and you don't need to get there so early. But if they're only getting like 25, maybe you should go. I don't know. I'm passing on Switch 2. I'm single and don't need a hot girl to come into my place and see video games. I mean, I get that, but hand her a controller and y'all play some Mario Kart. And then get busy. Huh? Because I don't know. I get it. But also, the only reason I'm getting it now is because she wants it. She said, get your ass in here with your computer, your laptop, and your phone, and you pre-order that bitch. And I said, why are you cursing at me? And she said, I don't care. I want it. I need that new Mario Kart. So, I mean, what are you going to do? So yeah. Now, let's just talk a couple of things, Star Wars, before we move on to the rest of the news. Just a couple things. Do want to mention this. They officially announced Star Wars Starfighter, directed by Sean Levy, who did The Adam Project, which was really good. It was on Netflix. It's really good. And he did Deadpool versus Wolverine. Said he always wanted to work with Ryan Gosling, and Ryan Gosling said, man, Star Wars is something that he had Star Wars sheets when he was a kid, and he wanted to do it. And he said this was the script. The script apparently is really good. Of course, what else are they going to say? But the script is good, and we talked about recently, last week, Mikey Madison turned down a role in Starfighter. But, hey man, they're shooting this fall, and they've already got a release date, May 28th, 2027. And it's kind of funny. The Star Wars Twitter account, or X account, posted this. And the first comment, mark my words, this film will never see the light of day. It'll be canceled by the end of this year. So anyway, yeah. And then another thing that was announced at Celebration was this. Hayden Christensen is returning as Anakin Skywalker, and Rory McCann taking over for the late, great Ray Stevenson as Baylan Skoll. I mean, look, I think it's cool. I think it's cool that Hayden's coming back, and I think it's cool that Rory McCann a basically, like, as far as I know, they were really good friends, Rory and Ray Stevenson. I think it's pretty good. In fact, do I have a picture? I don't have a picture. Let's see, Rory. I'm sure it'll come up, right? Rory McCann. There we go. That's what we want. That's it. So that's the image they showed of Rory McCann as Balin Skull in Ahsoka season 2. I'll be honest, man. I didn't care for. I love Ahsoka as a character. She's great, but I did not care for Ahsoka season 2. It felt amateurish. The acting wasn't great in some scenes. I don't know. But if you're going to recast Balin Skull, you could do a lot worse than Rory McCann. I think he's going to do great. And then also something that I mentioned in my Andor review last night was that there were news releases yesterday and the day before talking about Kathleen Kennedy possibly retiring at the end of August. Well, the website that broke that news, StarWarsNews.net, retracted it and saying, update, she is not stepping down in August. And it says, since the posting of this article, it was brought to our attention that the new details provided below about Kathleen Kennedy's exit are incorrect. She will not be stepping down in August, as previously reported. We apologize for the disturbance. There was a great disturbance that this may have caused. We keep the original story as was posted, which includes a quote given by Kennedy during Star Wars Celebration when asked about her exit, but we stress that the August bit is not true. So, everybody calm down. I understand. I do. The people hate her. They just hate her and they want her gone. But she's not leaving yet. And even further, she will probably continue to produce on Star Wars projects after she leaves the chair, the head. She will continue to produce, possibly for, multiple other films, for a Lucasfilm. She just won't be the person in charge, greenlighting projects and trying to handle all of it. And we've talked about this so many times, but Kathleen Kennedy is not a bad person. Okay. Everybody tries to, anything that they hate, they try to find a scapegoat. And they saw her wearing a Forces Female t-shirt and they said, she's the one. She's the one and she's evil. Take her out. And I'm like, dude, can you just do yourself a favor? Go to her IMDb and look at the film she's produced. Oh, but she didn't really do. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. There's no way that people would continue to work with her if she didn't do what she was there to do. She's produced multiple Academy Award nominated movies. I don't know how many, if she has any Academy Awards, but she's definitely going to go down in history as one of the best. But that doesn't mean that she's been a great head of Lucasfilm. That I can agree with. I can say, yes, there have been issues. I don't 100% think it's all her. I think all of the changes at Disney with Bob Iger, then Bob Chapek, then Bob Iger, and all these middle management people being put in there by Bob Chapek, which muddied up the waters. And hey, we're launching Disney Plus, and we need as much stuff as you can manage to produce. If you have something to announce, we got to make sure the shareholders know that we're working on stuff. So get it together, Kathy, and you get to announcing stuff. And I guarantee you that some of that stuff was announced way before she actually wanted to. But her boss told her, get it done. So she did. And you can also look at the fact that under her regime, we've gotten some really good stuff. Andor, Rogue One, some of The Mandalorian. There's been some good stuff. And I will also say, I don't think Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is that bad. Okay? Is it the best Indiana Jones movie? No. but it's not bad. It's not bad. It could be better. Sure. But look, all I'm trying to say is that don't focus on her. You know, if you're a Star Wars fan, if you're a Lucasfilm fan, just don't worry about that. Look at the projects and say, hey, that's something I want to see. Then make the decision and go for it. And if it's not something you want to see, move along. That's what I do. Like a lot of that animated stuff, I'm like, look, they're doing a separate what is it, the ninth sister? The ninth sister? The ninth Jedi? The ninth, whatever it is. It's one of the Visions shorts, and they're gonna make it into a full movie or whatever. I'm like, cool. I'll watch it when it comes out, but I'm not going to be like super excited for it because I know that's not for me. I know that's not 100% for me. Some of the other animated stuff, I'm like, yeah, Tales of the Underworld, cool. Let's watch it. I'm going to watch it. But it's not what I'm focused on. I want movies is what I want. I want Star Wars on the big freaking screen again. And apparently we're going to get that with Mandalorian and Grogu and Starfighter. I will also say that I did watch the Mandalorian and Grogu footage that was leaked on the internet this weekend, and I gotta say it looks pretty cool. But also, it looks like there's some volume shenanigans going on there. I could be wrong, but the scene I watched, or the little trailer that I watched, it looked pretty cool. So we'll see. But yeah, maybe not focus so much on what you hate or what you don't like, and try to really focus in on what you do like. Because life is too short, man. Life is too short to have all that negativity bottled up inside you. Oh man, that Kathleen Kennedy, I can't wait for it. Just relax, man. And that this is not a popular thing to say on the internet. And I can't believe it. It's I mean, every algorithm on the planet, just freaking, man, just let's bottle that negativity and release it into the world. And everybody will click on it because they get upset because they're like, oh, I don't agree with that. I'm going to type things. And it's like, just everybody calm down, man. Everybody calm down, have a cup of water. Take a walk around the block and go, you know what? There's no fixing that. That person has a dumb freaking response or whatever, a statement that they made. I'm not gonna rise to it. I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm gonna put my phone down, take a walk, take a breath, have a fruit cup, and move on with my day. If everybody did that, man, how different would the world be if we weren't so freaking negative about stuff all the time? Everything is just, all this stuff is so negative. I'm tired of it. Anyway, I'm trying to finish up my book as well. Should be done and out by the end of the summer. Again, Derek, you need somebody to, I'll read it. I will. That's a good way to spice up Ahsoka. I mean, maybe more Hayden is great. I just don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Robert Rivera. Hey, Rob, what are your thoughts on the Predator Badlands trailer? Oh, I guess you must have stepped out for a second because I think it looks awesome. It's not, I still, the thing that I don't understand, and maybe I'm just too stuck in the past or whatever you want to say, but I think that the Predator design in 1987 looks better than any Predator movie since. Why is that? Why does that Predator look the best? The movement looks more, to me, like the Predators, the mandibles almost look like a crustacean, right? Like the claws on a crab. And the way that it moves in that first movie, and they're kind of like this, and then they open up like this, and it looks organic the way that it moves. Everything since then, Predator 2 is a great example where it looks robotic and it just looks wrong. The first movie, there's something about it. It looks organic and it looks real. The way the I don't even know what you call it. I guess it's like his cheek as he roars. It's just, it looks, take a look at that, man. Go watch that first, especially when he first takes off his mask and it's all right here, right? It's like this, right? And then there's the two up here, right? And they're kind of doing this bit, right? But these down here, pay attention to these and the way that they move. They move like crab legs. And then when it opens up, it looks organic and it's an organic movement. Why can't anyone do that since? That's what, 38 years ago? And look, granted, Stan Winston is a freaking genius, right? Or was, unfortunately, rest in peace. But come on, come on. Really? Nobody's been able to do that? Other than that, I think it looks great, and I'm intrigued by the trailer. I don't know what's going on. I don't want to know what's going on until I'm sitting there in the theater, right? That'll probably be the last Predator Badlands trailer that I'll watch. They'll probably release a couple more. Maybe one more. I'm not watching it. I know I want to see it. It's on my list. I wanted to see what the design of the Predator was. I got that answer today with that trailer, and now I just want to see it. So, but please, man, just again, if you watch Predator, that first movie, and you watch the way that thing works, it just looks so much more real to me. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Rufus, running to the store. If you end before I get back, it was fun. I missed this. Rufus, I'll probably be going for at least another hour, but definitely by 10, because I got to get set up. Well, first off, April's going to bed. I got to be able to say goodnight to her, but also I got to prep for the Switch 2. So you're probably already gone. After looking into her, I love her. Amblin was her. Yes. So many movies in the 80s that we love were produced by her. And produced by her and co-produced by Frank Marshall, who went on to do some directing as well. There's just, and I think what irritates me the most is when I hear things like, oh, well, it wasn't her. It was just Steven Spielberg. Okay, well, Steven Spielberg can't make the movie unless you have a producer. And she did that job. So, I don't know. She was, in fact, responsible for all of the Indiana Jones flicks. Yeah. She was there every step of the way. Every step of the way. And I mean, you can believe, Joe Bob Briggs, who's complaining about, I don't know, it's not a real person. But you can listen to that guy talking about, oh, well, she did this and she did that. Or you can listen to, George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. Unless I could be wrong, okay? She might have dirt on them, and that's why they say all the good things about her. But I don't think so. I just don't think so. I think she's just a good producer. So, hey, don't make fun of how I operate. Is negativity more tiring than Marvel superhero movies? No. Wait. Is it more tiring? Yes. Yes, it is. Negativity just saps my energy, man. There are times, and this is something that I've had to, this isn't I've always been like this. If you listen, you got Bonobo Juice, you've got Bucho, those guys heard some of my negativity in the past, and I've grown since then. And it's not that I'm just blindly positive about everything. That's not the way it is. But I try to see the good in things. I try to weigh the good versus the bad. Like when somebody says that, they don't like the Yo Mama joke at the beginning of The Last Jedi. I'm like, I mean, okay. That's one line in many in that movie. Yeah, but it starts it off at the wrong foot. Okay, maybe. But how did you feel about at the very beginning of The Force Awakens when he's like, so how do we do this? You talk first, I talk first. It's that same energy, which I'm kind of like, why get hung up on that? I don't know. But I've talked about it before. There are many times in different movies where, like I call it, the disconnect point, the point in a movie where you stop letting the movie work and you start picking things apart. Like the worse a movie is, that's what'll happen is you'll start to pick the movie apart. When Luke throws that lightsaber over his shoulder, everybody at that point were like, okay, now you've lost me. You've lost me completely. At that moment in the movie, I sat up going, oh, so we're doing something different, are we? What you got for me? You know, I was intrigued by that. Now, I wish it was a better take. The way that he throws it looks weird. But it's all in how you take things. And you're in complete control of that. That's the beauty of it. You can allow yourself to be negative and to be actively looking for something that you're going to hate, or you can try to come at it with a positive notion and go, hey, I'm going to try to let this movie work. That's how I went and saw The Crow last year. We all know how that turned out. But I went in there seriously, like, I'm going to give this movie a chance because I think the trailers look interesting. I love Bill Skarsgård. I love the story of The Crow. Can they take that story and bring it into today? You know, a Crow for today's audience, you know? Not the audience of 1994 with the grunge and the industrial and all that stuff that's going on at the time. No. Let's bring it into today. What can you bring to the table? Well, they play a lot of songs from, guess what? The 90s. And I'm like, this doesn't work. And he's a drug addict. And I just don't get it. Like, why change the character? And why name him Eric Draven? There's so many ways that they went wrong on that movie. But I went into it with an open mind, you know, trying to let the movie work, you know? And I've said this before, but you can't judge a movie against what it can never be. Well, they should have done this. Well, you weren't the writer, you weren't the director. There's no way that could have happened. So don't worry about what it could have been. Let's talk about what it is. And can it work as it is? Does it work as it is? That's how you have to me, that's how you have to review a movie. Now, if I reviewed movies 20 years ago, I wouldn't be able to do that. I could not get out of my own head about things. And I think that's a fault of many reviewers, is that they tend to see that, well, this is the way that it should be. So now that's my opinion and I'm going to make everybody, you know, try to understand that. It's not my job to tell you, you know, hey, you must like this movie or you must hate this movie. I'm just telling you, hey, like Sinners, I loved that movie. I thought it was great. Here are the reasons why. It may appeal to you, it may not, but this is why I love this movie. That's what you ought to be able to articulate. And I think what you love about a movie says a lot more about a reviewer than the stuff that you say that when you hate something. Now, some people can be really flowery in their words and make a negative review sound like a lot of fun. And sometimes that is fun. I'm not going to lie. But I don't like to come across, I don't enjoy destroying a movie or even when something's just mediocre. I don't like it. I don't like talking about it. I like it when I can talk about, man, this was great and here's why, you know? I don't know. Which is also probably why I'll never blow up on YouTube, because apparently the algorithm loves negativity and they love people who get things wrong on purpose so that people will comment, and I'm just not going to do that. I'm just not going to do that. Anyway, sorry. Boy, did I go off on a tangent. Let's see. Oh, Rob, I will definitely want your take in the book. Well, like I said, I will give you my honest feedback, you know, and sometimes honest feedback will sting a bit, but I will not give you feedback that I would not be willing to hear myself. I'll just say that to you. So there you go. So, and I'll even say this, a friend of mine that I used to work with, wrote a thing, and I had to give him honest feedback. And it took me a bit to try to figure out how to word it so it didn't sound like I was just blasting it, because I didn't want that, because he's a talented writer, but I thought he was a little off the mark. And so I had to try to say things in a way that didn't sound, I didn't want to dissuade him from writing. I wanted to encourage his writing, but I wanted to point out the things where I'm like, that's not working. You know, that's just not working for me. And I had to try to figure out how to do that. So I took the time. I took the time to try to word that properly because, like I said, I think he's definitely talented. The biggest problem I think in the world today is we've got a lot of talented people that aren't allowed to chase their dream. There's so many people out there that have so many ideas, great ideas, and they may not have the energy, they may not have the money, they may not have the drive even to chase that dream. The willingness to risk something to try to make that dream happen. There's so many people that go through that, and I hate that. It's why I was stuck in a job that I hated for years before I was able to somehow convince my wife to let me step out of that job to chase that dream. I'm incredibly lucky, but I hate seeing potential wasted. So there you go. I have enough. I've said enough, I think. I need to move on. By the way, I saw Daredevil Reborn. Man, they did a good job with what I saw so far. I loved Born Again so much. I loved it so much. There are problems, for sure, but there's a lot of what I love about Daredevil in that show. I think there's a couple of episodes where it's like, that was a choice. I don't know if I'd have done that, but I'm not. I waited for a response. I'll be back. We'll see you, Rufus. You're probably not back yet, but thanks. Predator, thank you for what you did to your body. It's still real to me, damn it. I've been down that road right along with you. I consciously shed the need to be cynical and jaded. It doesn't make you edgy and cool. It's ultimately a soul suck. Exactly. The funny thing is, somewhere along the way, some of us, I mean, I'm one of those people that I end up absorbing things without me being really conscious of it. I was absorbing negativity and then projecting it. And then what happened was I said something. What made me go, okay, wait, I need to rethink all this, is when I said something to April and she said, you know, you've been really negative lately. And I'm like, really? She's like, yeah. And I said, no, me? She's like, yeah. This is what you talked about. This. And I'm like sitting there listening to her going, wow, she's right. I really am. And then I almost died. And that changed everything. That really made me go, okay. Wow, all the crap that I was really mad about or really upset about, wow, that is not a big deal. That is not a thing. That is nothing compared to what I've been going through. So it's weird how something like that, a medical emergency, a medical thing, can make you change your perspective. And that's really what it is. It's perspective. You know, it's realizing that, wow, I mean, the amount of stuff that I was dealing with, and I'm sitting there literally crying in the chair in there, just going, I can't believe this happened to me, la, 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 la. And I'm just like, woe is me, woe is me. Not to say that your problems are not worth it or not worth, you know, being upset over. I'm not saying that. But at a certain point, you have to realize, it could be a lot worse. Because what happened, I remember, I can't remember the day or anything like that, but I remember watching TV and a St. Jude commercial came on. Right? You've seen those, right? The kids that are, you know, in hospital care or whatever. And I'm sitting there looking at it and going, well, first I started bawling because here's the thing. I was on medication, which makes your emotions do this. You're mad, you're angry, and then you're happy as hell, then you're sad again, and you're all over the place when you're on this pain medication. But anyway, I'm sitting there and I start bawling, right? And I'm just like, well, and then I started, after I dried up, I was like, I got to live 37 years of an absolutely normal life. I mean, I had problems. I had stomach problems my whole life, and I didn't really realize it because, frog in the hot water kind of thing. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm sitting there and I'm going, I had 37 years of fine. These are kids that never had the chance. They might not get to go to prom. They might not get to graduate high school. They might not get to, get their first job, drive their car the first time. They might not get all the stuff that I freaking take for granted. All those memories I have. All those great times. Getting drunk and throwing up over a freaking, an apartment railing, onto somebody's bushes. They might not get to do that. All the crap, all the stupid things that happen, all those things, they don't get to experience that. They're living in a freaking hospital room. And I'm sitting there going, and I look down and I'm like, I mean, this is not great, but I don't have much to complain about. It changed my whole perspective. And it was a stupid commercial that did it. Anyway, sorry. You know what happens when I get on a roll, man. I'll just keep on talking. I still need to see the new Crow. No, you really don't. You really don't. I mean, it is very disappointing. It was such a bummer. I was upset after that one because I was like, man, I'm going in here, I'm giving it a chance, and wow, was it bad. Ain't your daddy's Crow. Hey, Chris, what's going on? Easier to hate and harder to appreciate. Yeah. And I mean, it sounds, the thing that I struggled with is I kept saying things that were like, man, that sounds like a freaking birthday card, or, you know what I mean? Or a greeting card. It doesn't sound real. But some of it is so true, It's like, oh, it takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile. Okay. Yeah, that's true, but damn, can you say it better, please? I don't know. I try to look at things from a different perspective now, and especially what definitely helped was working on a movie, not at the same level, of course, of these huge blockbuster movies and all that stuff, but I at least know what it takes to take an idea on a page and try to make it into real life, try to make the story work for an audience, all of those things. I've seen how that process works, and it's hard. It's very difficult, and I appreciate the work. But then you see movies that just it's like they don't even try, or somewhere along the way they gave up, and it's just like it's a bummer. And I try to boost, I try to see the positive. Sometimes it's not always like that. What was your friend's book about? It wasn't even a book. It was it was a Western. I'll just say that. It was a Western, and it was the sort of like the opening chapters, introducing the characters. I mean, I can be general like that. It was introducing the characters. They get into a thing, and then, this person that they thought, oh man, that person looks dangerous, and they come up and they help kind of dissolve the situation. It was an interesting take, but some of the dialogue was not real, and it felt disingenuous, I guess you could say. I don't know. But it was good enough that I was like, I want to read more. But maybe change this part of it, So, you know what I mean? So yeah. I'll try to impress you with the book. It's a bit out there. Well, Derek, here's the thing. You don't have to impress me. I'm a nobody. You have to impress yourself. That's the number one thing. I think I mean, sure, when you get to a point where you're, hey man, I've got a publishing deal and I'm writing books for money, then yeah, you've got to hit certain things. You got to do that thing, the right thing. At this point, you've got to please yourself. And if you can please yourself, if as a reader, you're reading it and you go, I like this and I think this is cool, then that should be enough. Because here's the thing. I'm not the end all be all, right? I might not even be the target audience. And if that's true, then that target audience, there's somebody out there that might love that book, right? So all I'm going to do is give you my take, and then you can do with that as you will, because that's really what it comes down to. I can give you an opinion and you go, yeah, I don't agree with that. You can. It's absolutely your right to do that. But I'm going to try to give you the most honest critique I can. That's all I can say. So, anyway, this ain't your mama's Crow, and yeah, you don't need to see the new Crow. No. Ultimately, when your baseline is negativity and you end up crossing your arms going into everything, nothing is good enough and nothing brings you joy, you end up snobby and with no input to contribute. Yeah. And there's so many people that I blocked on YouTube because they made a video about, what was her name? Brie Larson. I got, for some reason, all of a sudden, it was like I'm getting all of these Brie Larson hate videos. And it was around, I think it was around the time the Avengers was coming out. Or was it after? It was around Captain Marvel, I think, the release of Captain Marvel. And I just started blocking people. I'm like, I don't need to see you anymore. Because you're either chasing that hate wagon or you actually think that and you're a terrible negative person that I don't want to have anything to do with. And I don't care what you think. So bye. And some people, I'm sure there's been people that have watched one of my videos and go, I don't like this guy because he's too positive. I want to hear the bad things. Well, that's not what I'm hearing. I mean, sure, if there's something that I think is a bad thing, I'm going to tell you. But I'm not going to make that the title of my video. Is this, well, I mean, I have done that before, I guess. Because the thing is like with the title, you really kind of have to play the game a little bit because otherwise you won't get any attention, from the algorithm. You kind of have to word things in such a way which is annoying. Not always truthful, but I try to back up. The thing that I hate is when someone asks a question as their title and you go, I wonder what the answer to that is. Click and you watch the video and you don't get the answer. They just wrote a question that got my attention. They didn't plan on that. You know what I mean? I hate that. So I try to at least answer the question if I put a question in my video. Is this the worst thing ever? No, it's not. The worst thing ever is, death by fire. That probably is the worst thing. And then people go, well, come on. I'm pretty sure that The Last Jedi is the worst thing ever. If The Last Jedi is the worst thing you've ever seen, you need to watch more movies. Because The Last Jedi is far, far from the worst thing ever. The worst thing ever is Bigfoot versus D.B. Cooper. Anyway. Yeah, I read a how to write book and they mentioned the dialogue has to be naturally flowing. I mean, yeah, I try to write, and this is something that I've gotten good feedback in the past about this, is that when I'm writing an email, when I worked at an office, I would write in a way that they were like, somebody mentioned, it's like when I read one of your emails, it's like you're talking to me. Even your little, stuff like that, you put those in there and it makes it feel like a natural conversation. And it's actually interesting to read. And I was like, really? I didn't realize I was doing that, but cool. And that's why I try to write dialogue the way that I do. Billy said that a lot of my dialogue he really likes. John Michael, who's been on the show a couple times, he said that he really, in fact, this latest draft, he was like, man, I really missed this line you wrote because this was really funny. I'm like, has to work for the movie, I'm laughing at the worst thing ever comment for context. No way Last Jedi is worse than Things. Than Things? There's a lot of things worse than The Last Jedi, you know? But yeah, it's writing dialogue like I like snappy dialogue. And not everybody can like that, but like when I'm reading a script, I'm it's almost like I'm playing the movie in my head and I'm trying to listen to it the way that I would do it. And of course, everybody that reads a script is going to, in a weird way, they're going to be directing the movie in their own head. And they can see the movie in their head. If the script is done well, you can see the movie in your head. Which is one of the greatest compliments Billy gave me. That first draft. He said, "Man, I could see those scenes. The way that you wrote it and the way that the dialogue flows and then the way that you describe things, it's like I could see it." And I'm like, "Well, great. Then I guess I did a good job then." But yeah, it's a thing. And it takes practice. I think I did that with it. Well, good, Derek, because that's right now, that's what's important. Now, I guess the trick would be to try to find a publisher who also likes it. And they're probably going to have suggestions. And can you take those suggestions and modify your story? And is it going to be that big of a, like that's the one thing that Billy, well, we've talked about is that, you know, that first draft was all me, like 100% me. I mean, some of the ideas, big ideas came from other people, but for the most part, that movie there or that script is all me. And at first it was difficult to hear criticism or how about we do this? And I'm like, yeah, but I really worked hard on that scene. But that's not the goal. The goal isn't to write a good scene. The goal is to make a great movie. And in order to make a great movie, you have to change and you have to make things work. So for me, I had to put my ego over here, take the notes, and then try to figure out how to incorporate that into the next draft. And that's what we did. And now Billy has taken it even further. And I think we've got a script that's ready to go. And I'm excited about that. So, yeah. Even though a lot of the things that I came up with are no longer there. He's cut it because it's like, you got to move. Where's the focus? What's the focus? And that's also a first time writer. I tried to make an arc for every freaking character. You can't do that. You got to you got to focus in on your story. Is your story clear? And is that the goal? Your goal isn't to make sure that the seventh person build on the cast list gets a complete arc. I mean, it would be great if everybody had a complete arc, but that's not the goal. The goal is to get the story there. And there were a few characters that were taking away from the main story. And he made it clearer and it works. So yeah. People say Borderlands is the worst movie ever, but I've seen way worse movies than it. Oh, yeah. I mean, I haven't seen Borderlands, but I can guarantee you. Oh, Things is a late 80s Canadian horror movie, almost unwatchable at parts. Oh. No way Last Jedi is worse than Things. Gotcha. Well, I haven't seen Things, but I did see Christmas Twister. That was pretty bad. In fact, a lot of those movies we watched over at the studio, Billy J and Melvor's studio. Those were pretty bad. Bigfoot versus DB Cooper being the worst. I don't want a publisher. It's a book I want to go independent with. Well, then there you go. There you go. Dialogue and adventure seemed natural and believable. All the scenes with the guys were funny. Well, yeah, but there were still the thing that I can now that I've, the movie's done, movie's out, movie's on Blu-ray now, right? There's no changing it now. I can look at it and go, I kind of wish we'd had about an hour longer on that day to work on that scene, that dialogue, because the dialogue in some places doesn't seem natural. Some of it does, because a lot of what was done on the day is like, here are the script notes. I don't have any more here. I gave them all to Billy. But you get your sides for the day, right? And these are the pages that we're going to film today, right? So you're reading through it and they would make changes to the script. The point of that of a scene is to get from this point to this point, right? Like we've got to so okay, this is just the first scene I thought of is when Eric has his pants down and they're trying to look at his ass and then the alien shows up, right? So the point of that sequence or that scene right there, that from the time that Eric has got his pants down is there's frustration, there's irritation. Even Chief, the most positive guy in the group, is saying, "Can we just go back and start over? This is this is ridiculous. This map is stupid, right? Everybody's frustrated." And then the alien shows up and all of that just goes out of their minds. That's the point of that scene. How you get there doesn't matter. What you say doesn't actually matter as long as all of those points are met. So the fact that if the line in the script said something that Chief himself as a person would never say because, the part was originally written for a white dude, well, Chief can chief it up, right? And change that dialogue, say the same thing, but in the way that Chief would say it. And that's what was done almost every single day, is that the dialogue was changed to fit the way that those guys actually talk. And it worked for the most part. But there were still some sequences where I'm like, like there's a scene, I'm not going to call it out because, well, that would be rude. But there's one scene in particular that I wish we had some extra time for. And I remember that day, it was a really rough day and we were trying to get through a lot of dialogue. And I think the dialogue, the best take, the dialogue was hurried. And it sounds hurried. It doesn't sound like, because the whole point, right? When you're making a movie, as an actor, this is, if you really think about it, this is kind of difficult. I've got to say all of these words, but I've got to say it in a way that all of these words are coming to my brain and I'm saying it. And I'm living this. And I have to say it in a way that actually feels natural. That's hard to do. And so in a way, I feel like that's, because nobody was trained actors on that movie. Nobody took acting classes as far as I know. Except Dave, maybe. Dave and I think maybe Jim too. Which honestly, I think Dave and Jim are the best actors in the movie. Just saying. I think everybody would agree that Dave and Jim probably give the best performances in that movie. But anyway, this one scene in particular is a what I call what I would think would be called a cornerstone scene. This is a scene that changes things, changes the momentum in the movie. This sets things in motion. This has to be right. And I feel like it's a little too, I'm just trying to get through the words and not, I'm a real person, I'm feeling this, and I'm trying to get through to you. I feel like that's what's missing there. And I wish we had some extra time on the day to try to get it more natural. There are many scenes like that, but which one in particular, that one in particular kind of irks me when I see it, because it's like, man, I know, number one, I know that the actor's better than that. Number two, I think we could have come up with something better. That was a day when everybody was really busy. So not all hands were on deck to work on that dialogue, to craft that dialogue, to make it great. It was a challenge, and it shows. In my opinion, it shows. It sticks out to me. But that's why you want extra days, right? That's why budgets get inflated, is because there are times on a set, an actor is trying to get through a scene. Is like, I'm just not feeling this. And I've got to try to feel it and then try to get it across on camera. That's not easy. And I know there's a lot of people, poor you, only made $10 million on this picture. I mean, I get some of that. But at the same time, they are doing a job that's not easy. And then uh like, how many times, you ask any actor, how many times have you been giving a monologue, or you've been saying lines of dialogue? It's the camera's set on you. It's your job. It's all on you right now. And you're trying to get in the mode, right? You're in the mode. You're like, okay, I am this person and I'm feeling this right now, and it's a powerful emotion and I've got to feel it. And then I start to give this performance the best way that I know how to do. And somebody says, cut, the lighting's off. As an actor, now you have to reset. You have to now try to immediately put yourself back as a person 5 minutes ago and try to deliver that with the same vigor that you did when the take was messed up. I mean, you've heard that thing. You've probably heard that Christian Bale thing when he goes nuts on the lighting guy. I'm not saying that I would do that, but I get it. I understand. Because if you take your role, if you take your job seriously and other people are screwing it up for you, that sucks. So I get it. Like I said, I don't think he was right, but I get it. I understand. Anyway, I'll stop talking about that. I just went on a crazy rant about acting when I'm not even an actor. But anyway, dialogue and that's why you said dialogue and adventure seemed natural and believable. So it basically, look, you want to blame somebody, blame Chris. Can they help me with it? Sure, but my book is so different. It's a math philosophy book that ties into a lot of subjects. That is the meat of the content and the interest. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting to me. Math is definitely that's definitely interesting to me, Derek. I'm okay now. I'm excited to read this. And DB Cooper is worse than Borderlands. You're right, Stop Aux. Jake Finn, hello. I think you've been here before. Have you been here before? I'm not sure. I can't remember. This man is right. I spent many times on set just standing around doing nothing. Now, wait a minute. Are you saying that you were the problem? Because, I mean, look, here's the thing. Everybody takes their job seriously at one time or another. And some people just never care. Right? Some people are there just for the paycheck, the paycheck or whatever. Grips or whatever. They might be like, put that light pole over there. Oh, okay. And then you put that light pole over there. And it's completely in the way. Now, you were told to put it over there. But maybe, I don't know. I mean, there's all kinds of things that happen on a movie set. But I'm telling you, if you love movies, if you've ever watched behind the scenes featurettes, or documentaries, like if you ever watched The Kingdom of Heaven. Kingdom of Heaven's coming out 4K. I pre-ordered it. I'm excited. But if you watch that documentary and you go, wow, I love that. I want to make a movie. If you've ever thought, I want to make a movie, I'm telling you, there is something about being on set that is just, it's everything I want to do. And the thing is like a lot of times people have asked, like, why don't you work on some of these local movies around here? And I'm like, because they look like shit. I don't want to work on shit. And yeah, there's a part of me that's like, I probably should just to get the experience, just to put my name on things. But man, I don't want, I wouldn't want my name on DB Cooper. Fuck no. I'm sorry, but no, I do not. I would not want my name on that piece of shit. No. But I don't know. I'm really glad to hear you're interested. Oh, well, I am. I mean, like I said, I'm not a math guy, but I mean, I almost went into engineering because of my SAT scores. My SAT scores were pretty close to perfect on math. My verbal was terrible, which is crazy, right? But yeah, my verbal was awful, but my math was really good. So okay, let's there's only two other news items that I have. I do want to get through them. First up, Star Fox. We were talking about this earlier. Michael Bay and Sydney Sweeney team on a movie adaptation of the Outrun video game. Is there lore in Outrun? Is there a story there? I don't know. Like, I see this news and I go, this sounds awful to me. This sounds terrible. Like, this sounds bad because there is no story in Outrun. Sega Steve, what's going on? Hey, you weren't here earlier. I was actually mentioning that I am in the middle because look, I couldn't deal with House of Leaves. Okay? I just couldn't. I stopped reading it and now I'm reading The Doors of Perception. Now, I probably could have finished it in the one sitting, but I was really tired. But I'm reading it now. I'm about halfway through. I'll probably finish it tonight, as long as I am able to get a Switch 2 in a timely fashion tonight. I should be able to read this and finish it tonight and give you my full thoughts tomorrow. Next week. But yeah. I just wanted to let you know that yes, I am reading that. But yeah, back to this. Look, here's the thing. Michael Bay is a very hit or miss director for me. A lot of he seems to shoot. And look, I'm not trying to. I don't want to insult anybody here. But it feels like in a lot of cases, Michael Bay tries to shoot for the lowest common denominator. Some of his movies are dumb. Okay? They're just dumb. They can be exciting, they can be fun to watch. But the stories are kind of dumb. Okay? Sydney Sweeney, I haven't seen her in anything. But and yes, Shozama, you too. You also were big on the old Aldous Huxley. But Sydney Sweeney, I don't know. I think part of the problem with Sydney Sweeney is that I find her to be the way that she talks is off-putting to me. So I don't know. Like I hear this about. Okay, so it's a director that I think is maybe not some of the most intelligent movies. Sydney Sweeney, who comes off as whatever, about a racing game, video game, that has no story. It's literally a guy and a girl driving in a car in the sunlight with the convertible top down. That's the story. I could be wrong. It could be amazing, but I'm just saying there's not a whole lot there. There's just not a whole lot there. And again, when I look at that, I go, for me, there's not a whole lot there that I'm excited about. But hey, you never know. You never know. But I did want to bring it up because, yeah. It's math philosophy at its core. Wait, hold on. Wraith, what's going on? It's math philosophy at its core, but the book goes cray-cray and tells a story. I try to make it borderline crazy, but still make sense, and also hopefully entertaining. Well, Derek, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, I mean, I'll agree that she's got a hot factor, but I guess my thing is I don't know, man. Like when you open your mouth and I go, and I'm talking about opening her mouth to speak. When she speaks and I go, then that's usually what happens. I just go, no. But that, look, man, I don't know. I don't know her. I could be completely wrong. The interviews that I've seen with her could have been not great, not shining a good light on her. I just know that from what I've seen, I'm just not my thing. Anyway, glad a few of us got you hooked on. Yes, absolutely, Shozama, absolutely. I think I already said that, but you're right. The Aldous Huxley, I'm enjoying, and I'm really enjoying Doors of Perception so far. I mean, it's just a thing. I don't think they're doing research before finding game franchises. I don't know what they're doing. I think they just look for, okay, nobody has that one. Okay, let's do it. If you cast a wide net, you catch more stupid fish. You think it's going to be awesome, Shozama? Really? I don't know. I don't even know who Sweeney is, LOL. Moreover, I'm way too old to go see a movie that looks crap just to see some actor, especially a chick. Well, I mean, look. Definitely she has her fans because of well, two reasons. I mean, she's an attractive, hot girl. I don't know. I don't care because I can't stand, like, from what I've seen of her, I can't stand her. I don't like her. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like that's not a draw to me. And then you say, "Oh, Michael Bay's directing it." And it's an Outrun movie. Okay, you like to me that's like three not so greats on the thing. I think they're counting putting Sydney Sweeney in a tank top to draw in an audience. I mean, that'll definitely bring in the boys to the yard, if you know what I mean. If it's anything like the highway scene in Bad Boys 2 or Ambulance, then I'm all for it. Oh, to speak. Got it. Yes. That's my face when Ana de Armas speaks. Really? When Ana de Armas talks, I'm like, now here's the thing. I'm married. I'm happily married. But that doesn't mean that I'm not, that I can see, and she's cutie pie. That's usually as far as it goes for me. I'll watch it on Netflix, but won't pay more outside of that. I mean, you're not wrong. Remember, Lizzo has fans. I mean, that's true too. That's true too. If they ever make an Aaron Brockovich remake, she'd be great for it. I mean, yes. Maybe. Possibly. An excuse to bust out the old C4 collection. And that's the thumbnail for the stream. I mean, possibly, yes. I'm not sure what you mean by the C4 collection, Ninjutsu. Is that an Outrun collection or something? It won't be in a volume, I'll tell you that. Bay has had problems getting his movies made. He had a conference all with Cameron and talked about how no one can get greenlit anymore. Love stunts and real explosions. I'm all for. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. I now understand. Gotcha. I wasn't on the level. I wasn't thinking that way. But yes, and here's the thing. You're absolutely right. And there's a market for that. I mean, you just say, "Hey, Michael Bay, a bunch of cars, hot girl." Most people are like, "Hell yeah." But I look at that and I go, what else you got?" You know? That's just me. Cuz it's like, again, what's the story? What's the meat of it? What do you Lizzo is Aaron Brockovich. I think he meant Sydney Sweeney as Aaron Brockovich, not Lizzo. But have you guys checked out Kevin Can Go F Himself? That show is wild. No spoilers, it just started, but the premise is wild. So artsy yet practical AF. No, I have not. I've heard of it, but I have not. I've not watched that. In fact, I am not. The only thing that I'm actively watching right now is Andor. The studio, I keep forgetting about. Like I'll go in there like tonight when I'm all done here tonight. I'll probably go in there and be like, what am I gonna watch? I don't know. I'll probably end up watching BS YouTube videos or something, and then I'll completely forgot. Oh yeah, I'm like 2 or 3 episodes from the studio behind, and I loved that for the first 2 episodes. They were awesome. I just haven't gone back to it. I did the same thing with Severance there for a while, and then I got caught up and then watched the rest of the season out. I need to do that with the studio. I think the studio is fantastic. But yeah, Sydney would have been decent in the new Jurassic movie instead of Scarlett. Has I don't know everything about Sydney Sweeney's career, but has she done anything that's super actiony like that? Because Scarlett definitely, like, if you look at the two of them, I think I feel like Scarlett Johansson is definitely more athletic than Sydney. Like, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Just saw the new Predator trailer. Looks okay, but not a fan of that CGI. I mean, oh, Billy is in with a movie that I want to see this movie. Grandpa, why are you my son? Sydney has done Madam Web, but how many? How much? How much did she actually do in that? Because she's not actually in the suit doing actiony stuff, right? It's a sitcom with a laugh track when the abusive husband is around, and a dope camera 4-wall drama when he isn't. Oh, yeah. I mean, it sounds. I've heard things about it, and I just have no. I haven't gotten around to seeing it, to giving it a shot. My uncle, grandpa, and sister wife warned me I'd be asked that. By the way, I found a super clean Blu-ray deluxe copy of Prometheus yesterday at Goodwill, grabbed it, and thought of you, brother. Hey, that's awesome. Deluxe copy. Yeah, is that the one with the 3D as well? Because, yeah. I mean, look, I get it. When people say they don't like Prometheus, I totally understand it. I totally get it. And I can see what you're saying. But it's so beautiful. I love Ridley, man. I love Ridley. And I'm sorry. But pretty much anything Ridley makes, I'll watch. In fact, I can't think of anything that Ridley would make that I wouldn't watch. If Ridley came out like tomorrow and said, "Hey, for my final film," because he's getting up there in age, okay? I mean, I'm just, look. The odds aren't with him. He's probably not going to be around too much longer. But if he comes out and says, "Hey, my final film is going to be a remake," and it's a remake that not many people will see coming, but it's a remake of a film that I saw that I feel like I need to put my 2 cents in. I need to put my stamp on this story because I think it's a story that needs to be told. In this day and age, we need a story like this. The movie is called Bigfoot versus DB Cooper. I'll tell you this. I will be upset. But seeing that film, that story with Ridley's eye, even I could find that movie possibly watchable. But yeah. Oh, Steve, dude, the Prometheus, every time I watch it, I find new problems, but I still love it because there's something about it that's just, it's so freaking gorgeous. The way that things are framed, the CG is phenomenal. It, like some of the entries of that ship into the atmosphere, I love. Uh, and the way that Ridley films things, the way that he moves the camera is amazing. But I love visceral, uh like crunchy violence, if that makes any sense. There's the way that his sound design and everything happens in that movie, the way that the violence happens, the the way that bodies contort, the sounds, the I love it. There's something about Ridley that nobody does. Nobody, and I mean, I've seen plenty of horror movies. The only person that got close to me was David Fincher in Alien 3. When Charles Dance is, I mean, spoiler alert for a 32-year-old film, but when Charles Dance gets killed by the alien, it is disgusting, and there's a crunchiness to it that's just, ugh, it's gross. And I love the way that it looks. I love there's something about it. I love it. And Ridley does it, to me, Ridley does it better than anybody. And then he turns around in Alien Covenant and makes, I will say, a worse movie. I think most people will agree. Some people like Alien Covenant more than Prometheus. I don't understand that. But I will tell you that the alien birth in Covenant is amazing. It is awesome. Again, performance, special effects, probably some visual effects, but sound design, ah, it's so violent and gross and awesome. And I love it. And it's one of the things I love about Ridley. He doesn't, he will half-ass a performance, but he will not half-ass the visuals. He does visuals like nobody else, and I love him for it. So yeah. Uh Sydney Sweeney, yay or nay? Billy, I mean, I asked Billy about Sydney Sweeney and Jay the other day. Yeah, they're definitely a yay, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess if just by looks, sure, but when you hear her talk, just not my thing. Haven't been too many great action movies lately, and part of it is studios playing it safe. A lot of smaller budgets to get into streaming quickly. Yeah, I mean, holy crap, I forgot. So we, of course, Sinners came out last week, which, again, probably the best movie of the year for me so far. The Accountant 2 comes out Friday. It's awesome. I already did a review of that. I did a review of that 8 days ago. But it comes out this Friday. And then Havoc, that Tom Hardy film by the director of The Raid. And that is Gareth Evans, right? Did I get that right? I think I did. That comes out on Netflix this Friday. So exactly what you're saying. There's what looks like a really entertaining action film with Tom Hardy as the lead, and it's going direct to Netflix. So there you go. What are you going to do? How can you not at least find Prometheus somewhat interesting? I mean, I get it. Like, I know Buccio and I have had the conversation many times about Prometheus now. People who are interested in biology would not try to pet a snake. That people who are interested, or that, their job is mapping and geology and all that stuff, and they get lost. So it's basically scientists doing dumb things they don't like. He doesn't like. And it's one of the things that turns him off of the movie, and I get that. But I don't care. Visuals are great. So, yeah. Bigfoot versus DB Cooper isn't that bad. DB Cooper versus Bigfoot remake with Hans Zimmer doing the soundtrack. Can I just listen to the soundtrack? Do I have to watch it again? Oh, it's a remake. Okay. Well, I guarantee you if it's a different filmmaker, it would be a better movie. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, there are times when I see a film made by a director with, let's just say, lesser talent than some others. I try to be understanding or whatever. I can't give this dude a pass. Whoever that guy is, I can't remember his name. He's not important enough to remember. I'm sorry. That's really mean and rude, but it's true. This man didn't care enough to tell a good story, so I don't care enough to learn his name. Whoever that guy was, there you go. There you go, Chris. Not important. Doesn't matter. But anybody could make a better movie than that guy. Anybody. And yeah, Hans Zimmer doing the soundtrack would probably make it a bit better. According to Nielsen data, Madam Web had more views on streaming than Deadpool and Wolverine. Madam Web gained 16 million views in its first 2 weeks on Netflix, while Deadpool and Wolverine gained 15.8 million views during its first 2 weeks on Disney+. Well, you know what that means, Shozama. You look at the box office, and all those people that streamed Madam Web went to see Deadpool and Wolverine in the theater. So they actually made money on it. While Madam Web went direct to the Netflix trash heap. So yeah, of course a movie like that's gonna do better on streaming than Deadpool and Wolverine, because everybody saw Deadpool and Wolverine. I love Deadpool and Wolverine, and I only watched it one other time. And I didn't even mean to. That's one of those movies that those accidental watches. I know for a fact everyone has experienced this. When you turn on a movie, and it could be like, back in the TBS days, and they'd be showing like The Godfather or something, right? But you turn it on with no intention of watching the entire thing, and then you end up watching the entire thing. That's what happened. It was good. He gets killed. Wow. Spoiler. LOL. Ito Ramos, welcome. It's been a while. It's good to see you. Crunchy violence is the way I heard a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos. I mean, you're not wrong. Guess I need to put eyes on Alien Covenant. I've never seen it. It's, man, talk about problems. That movie's got, and it's part of the reason why I haven't reviewed it yet on my Ridley Scott review-a-thon is because I really need to delve into it. And I'm not looking forward to being really negative about Ridley, but I'm going to have to be on that one. So, why would she need to talk? I mean, look, it's, character, story. The two legs on my three-legged table, Billy. Two of the three legs are character and story. If you have neither one of those, you don't have a table anymore. You have a leg. And even then, technically, it may be terrible. David Fincher's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood sequel is called The Continuing Adventures of Cliff Booth. Are you being serious right now? Fincher, I can't type. Fincher, Tarantino. Let's just do that. News. May have been, get out of here with your crap. May have been revealed. Oh, that's interesting. It's a little tidbit about the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood sequel buried in a Deadline interview with Michael B. Jordan. In it, Mike Fleming Jr. mentioned that he's heard the sequel will be called The Continuing Adventures of Cliff Booth. Interesting. I mean, I'm down. I'm totally down. I'm not talking about movies. Okay. Oh, he's one of those science guys, party pooper. That makes sense. JK, JK. No, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, he just, he likes science people to, be sciency. Oh, crap. Alien Earth gets an Earth Day teaser from yesterday. This is the synopsis for Alien Earth. I don't know if we'd actually gotten a synopsis yet. When a mysterious space vessel crash lands on Earth, a young woman, Sydney Chandler, and a ragtag group of tactical soldiers make a fateful discovery that puts them face to face with the planet's greatest threat. During the time the story takes place, 5 corporations, Prodigy, Weyland-Yutani, Lynch, Dynamic, and Threshold. Interesting. No, what do you call it? Now I'm forgetting the name. Doesn't matter. Wield the power of nations, and proprietary advancements in technology provide the promise of a new tomorrow. Interesting. One of the things that that Noah Hawley says, it's partially there. The alien stories are always trapped in a prison, trapped in a spaceship. I thought it would be interesting to open it up a little bit so that the stakes of what happens if you can't contain it are more immediate. I mean, okay. All right, we'll see. Building better worlds. I mean, that's interesting. I just hope it's, I hope it's good. And I hope the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood sequel's good. Maybe David Lynch doing Bigfoot versus DB Cooper would be something. I mean, it would definitely be more interesting. Unfortunately, yeah. And you've seen some of his trash, Chris? Yeah, I can't. No more. I watched Deadpool versus Ben Vereen in the theater. Wow. I did not think those two names would be in the same sentence. Deadpool and Ben Vereen. I like Covenant, but I didn't overly look into the details. Yeah. I mean, it's entertaining in it. Oh, well, those visuals are pretty. Not when you're trying to tell a coherent story. Do you see this? Game Chasers. Billy. We need another Chasing the Unknown roundtable discussion at the Game Chasers. I'm sure you saw that. First one was really good. AI prompt? Well, we have one more thing and then I've got to go. No AI prompts tonight. But I did want to bring this up for those of you who are interested. Because, well, Anna Luna, Representative Luna, investigations by task force pertaining to UAPs. There's going to be a SCIF briefing with experts on the 29th. So next Tuesday, there's going to be a roundtable discussion on April 30th or May 1st, and then another UAP hearing on the week of May 12th. Witnesses and experts will be announced soon. Does anyone care anymore? Because I got to be honest with you, I've lost almost all interest in this topic simply because no one can produce any freaking evidence. No, none. I'm tired of hearing people talk. I want to see video. I want to see freaking aliens. I want to see the actual UAPs. I'm to that point where if all of this is so there, I don't care until you show me some of those things. I need evidence. I don't need words anymore. I need evidence. And Lou Elizondo apparently is going to be moderating the roundtable. Uh, okay, whoever this guy is, Stephen Greenstreet. Look, I know Lou Elizondo isn't the most, whatever, but he absolutely ran a Pentagon UFO program. I mean, of all the things that you could say there, I don't know, but that is definitely true. He ran a program. But anyway, does anyone care? Wow, hi, KP Senti. I have to say, you look extra handsome in the thumbnail today. I don't like. So the goatee is not a good look. I don't know, man. I mean, like to me, I feel like I have a very weak chin. In the biz, that's what they call it, a weak chin, and the goatee helps to fill out my face. I think it's just the pose. Oh, the smirk. I was more of what's going on tonight or whatever, because there was so much. The goatee looks fine. You rock both. I mean, I appreciate it, but here's the thing. I'm never really that focused on my appearance, but I do like as soon as I cut it off, I'm like, oh my God, do I cancel? Seriously. I was thinking, do I cancel the stream this week? I hate it. I hate not having a goatee. But hey. Okay, that's a good point, KP Senti. The thumbnails the past 4 weeks have been silly, cut off, super excited, or old. Yes, it's true. That is true. Full beard, long hair, no other option. Your hair is where you keep your power. I mean, I don't know about that, but... Or are you talking about yourself? I wish I could do a full beard, but I can't. Since I can only grow this, it would just look like... I would look like a what do you call it? Like King Tut or something? What do you call that? When it's just a cylinder coming down. Because this is all that grows. It grows a little bit here, but it grows in patchy. You can't really see it because I just shaved, but there's like a bald spot right here, and it just makes it look like when I grow it out, it's like, are you okay? That's not a good look when people are asking you, are you okay? You look something way better than the old. Well, that is me as an old man using the old thing filter or whatever. Oh my God, you look fine. Oh, well, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a very vain person, but I really do not like. Now, if for the movie, right? If we end up making the movie and they're like, I think you need to shave it all. I'll shave it all. I don't mind. I'll basically I'll do anything, whatever is going to work best for the movie. I'll do it. If I need to color my hair, do the whole just for men thing, so I look a little younger, I'll do it. I'll do it. But man, I don't want to shave the goatee. Don't like it. Go Red Dead 2. Arthur, beard and hair. Yeah. Makes me giddy every time you mention the movie. Well, I'm excited for it. I probably should stop talking about it because we need to focus on financing, but I'm excited for it. I just want to make it. Any movie, I just want to make it. Go Gray Gandalf look as badass. Yeah, but I mean, then it would, like I said, it would just be a cylinder coming down instead of a full beard. It would just look odd. And plus, I didn't really enjoy the long hair. In fact, I wish I could shave my head again. You want to know the truth? I wish I could shave it all off. I showed you that. Right? Yeah, I've showed you that because I showed you the picture with Dave. Oh, snap. Y'all doing the Goobins movie? I mean, you have to ask Billy about that. And did I get a chance to see Gun Crazy? No, not yet, Shozama. I am still making my way through the Shaw Classics Volume 4. And then there's probably, okay, this is stupid. It's stupid how many movies I have over here in my queue. I have 6 movies, then the original the original Star Trek series. Then there's 22 movies, then Twin Peaks. Then about 4 movies after that before I get to Gun Crazy. That's dumb. I need to quit buying movies or watch more. So, Indigenous Americans thought that's where we keep our power. Oh, in the beard or in the hair? Oh, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I would love to do Goobins though. I would like to get killed by a Goobin. That'd be great. And hopefully we will do, after Goobins, we'll do the pumpkin man guy thing, and then we can do crossover, and the Goobins and the pumpkin man have to join forces to defeat toilet bowl snakes. You go, toilet bowl snakes, that's ridiculous. Do you want a snake in your toilet bowl? Didn't think so. That's pretty scary. I don't know. I just made up things. You need to consider making Pumpkin Man. It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. So many movies. How do you time manage getting through your movies? Lately I haven't. Toilet bowl snakes is a problem. I mean, yeah. Yeah, it really is. Electric eels in your toilet bowl. Oh no. All you're trying to do is, honk out a dirt snake and there you go. I got electrocuted right on the butthole. That needs to be in the movie. Maybe that should be in the Goobins movie, maybe. Like, man, I was trying to honk out a dirt snake, but man, some Goobin came up and bit me directly on the butthole. What? Mission Impossible 8 will officially have a runtime of 2 hours and 49 minutes. That is pretty damn long. That is pretty damn long. But I mean, I'm definitely going to watch it. Dude, as soon as Dead Reckoning was over, I was like, bring on the next one. Like, I'll sit and watch the next one right now. I love Dead Reckoning. And there's a lot of people that are like, it wasn't really that good. And I'm like, what? That was so entertaining. That's like 3 pee breaks. Okay, Mr. Oh, I'm a normal human and I urine normally. How about if you take an IV into the theater? Would you go then? I'll tell you. This is not, well, it wouldn't be an IV. It would actually be a catheter, wouldn't it? Okay, I don't recommend catheters. They suck. I especially don't recommend them getting put in while you're awake. Not fun. Take it from me. Not fun. But there's a part of me that's kind of like, I don't know, man. There's something kind of nice about not having to get up. Of course, my situation was different. I could barely walk. I had to learn to walk again. That was tough. That was hard. Anyway, don't want to get into that again. And I definitely need to go. Let's see. Mission Impossible. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Shocked the shit out of you. That exactly. And that accent too. Well, see, that is one of my favorite voices to do, but I have to be careful. Because there's a lot of people in Texas, when I do that accent, they're like, you sound like my brother. You sound like my brother-in-law or something like that, right? But then I say something really stupid and really demeaning, and I got to be really careful about that. I was trying to honk a dirt snake out of my butt, and I don't know. I just got to be careful. Got to be careful. 49 minutes of Tom Cruise running. Yeah. Watching the original Mr. and Mrs. Smith from 41, directed by Hitchcock, way different from the Jolie Pitt film. It barely remakes it. 41 movie is a comedy with Carol Lombard and Robert Montgomery. I need to see that one. That's one I haven't seen yet, because I love Hitchcock, and it's kind of like seeing how someone got to where they were. You have to watch a lot of their filmography, and that's fun to go through. And Hitchcock I've watched a lot, but I haven't watched many of the, like that one. I don't even know where that's available. I watched a lot of the Criterion Hitchcocks, but yeah. Old timers like that always mention the year, like back in 96, my brother-in-law got hit in the butthole by one of them goobins. I had to do the voice. Back in 96, I think it was, my brother-in-law got bit in the butthole by one of them goobins. It was a mighty fierce bite, too. Barely walked for a week. I mean, I saw it. I had to suck the poison out. I'm not proud of it, but I did it. You do anything for family. Did he just say old timers and 96 in the same sentence? I mean, now that you say that, that's your movie right there. Well, old timer needs a name. Jeb? Or Jedediah? Jedediah Wallace. It's one of the most un-Hitchcock movies. He basically just shot the script, some say as a favor and some say as a contractual obligation, before he made more of his type of movies in the U.S. 96, I was there 10,000 years ago. 10,000. Just buy our own ship for that. Available from Warner Archive Blu-ray. Okay. Jebediah. Conway Shitty. Let's see. Tiddlywinks Flumperbutt. Anyway, look, I gotta go, guys. I mean, look, we got less than an hour before the Switch 2 goes on sale. I gotta get prepped. I gotta get ready. I gotta put my wife to bed. Tuck her in, all that kind of stuff. Put a little star on her forehead. None of that makes sense. But yeah, I gotta go. So here's the thing. Everything will be normal. Except for Tuesdays will be Andor review night. Wednesdays will be stream for the next 3 weeks. So 3 weeks. 3 weeks of this. And then we'll go back to Tuesdays. If you want. I would think most people would probably like the Tuesdays back. But that's the way it's going to be because I got to watch Andor. And I love Andor. Need to update payment on file. Well, Ito, you do that. Like, why? Why do you need to update the payment? For you channel members, probably next week we'll put up another request for movies. And then the following week will be the poll, and then we'll watch the movie again. So if you're interested, there you go. Watch those channel posts and stuff. But and thank you, Rufus, for saying it's a great stream. Thank you. Skipping Tuesday since not watching Andor until maybe later down the road. Well, shows I mean, I understand that, but I'm just doing a review for it. You don't have to. There's no live stream on Tuesday nights right now. It's just Wednesday's the stream for the next 3 weeks because I gotta watch Andor. I'm excited for it, and I'm gonna do a review each time. But anyway, you guys have a great rest of your week. We'll see you next time. Right here on the Order 42 channel. I don't mind whatever day. Well, KP Senti, I appreciate it. I do. I just watch when you're on. Thank you. Awesome stream, buddy. Hey, Frodus boy. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. But look, y'all have a great rest of your week. Like I said, we'll see you next time. Wednesday is usually my day. I usually do my own thing. Well, Shazam, you do your thing. You do your thing, man. Good luck with that Switch mess. Oh, Steve, you know I'll do it. You know I'll do it. Bye, y'all.